Morning, everyone.
Morning,
Morning,
mate.
guys.
Morning, morning. Sorry about that. Sorry I'm a bit late.
No worries, man.
It's all right, don't worry.
Yeah, now this computer, it seems to have a mind of its own. Right.
You think maybe because like you've got the updates to be done automatically, possibly maybe.
Yeah, I think it is. Morning, everyone. Apologies for being late. That's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, I can be late to my own stream. Yeah. So we've got a guest coming on today. We've got Lil Gecko.
Have you seen the movie yesterday?
Yeah, I
Wow,
saw the
that
move
that was
after the interest rates.
yeah, that was amazing. Like just watching it moving like that is
Yeah, it was a big move. Was a
and I
big.
think like the only way like anyone can touch these moves is like if they really was having fingers on the if they know what they were doing and if they had like a trigger on the execution, or Magic Keys would have done like a great job because he can just literally be in and out. I think the only problem with the Fiend is like knowing where to put your stop loss because you just
Yes.
don't know what kind of retracement that you'd get. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, no, that was an amazing move. I mean, just straight up, and just continued on afterwards as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I'd like to see a retracement because that was a big move. Like,
Yeah. I mean, if we do continue moving bullish, then the next target is gonna be 144,600 based on the daily.
oh, is that the top? Is that the wick on the daily?
Yes, and then I'm
Ah,
just
I see.
taking
Yeah,
a look. Yeah, I think 144,500 even.
I haven't even marked that. I've marked 490, and then I've marked 870. The reason I've marked 870 is because that's where the 4 hour and the daily resistance was created back in the 24th of February 2020.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but like since we've got like a clean range now, like being nearly a year since we haven't made these new highs, it'll be easy to get to 144 870. But I didn't see the daily up quick.
yeah. So really good buys are gonna be once we start breaking above 144,500, from what I can see.
Yeah.
And we have a nice clean range. Let me just go back because I'm gonna meet in this zone right here. So yeah, I'm hoping next week's London session is gonna be better than this week's. Potential buys above 38 if a solid support is formed. 38. Yeah, I mean, I think above 144, 400 is going to be good for buys. But yeah, I mean, technically, if we continue to respect these lows, then I mean, we should just continue moving up with the momentum. So we're just kind of like waiting here, but I do need to get some food in like 10-15 minutes time because I am starving. You know, some of those days just wake up really hungry. I've got them like belly pains. Right, let's get on our guest and then we will, yeah, we'll make a start, and then I want to go get some breakfast in a minute. So we got a guest from Spain coming on today. He's a friend of Sergio's. He's a fellow streamer. Ooh, wow, look at gold. Let's do some fresh analysis here on gold. Okay. Right, let's quickly do a quick breakdown on gold and then we will yeah. Okay, so looking at gold, I mean, we did talk about this yesterday. Not yesterday, it was Wednesday, the day before, about gold. If we can break this support at 1830, that it can continue down to around, you know, like 1776, somewhere around this area based on the daily. So we can see how previous daily candle went bearish, filled the wick over here. Even if we take a look on the weekly also came down to this area. Right, if we take a look on the 4-hour time frame, 4 hours made a low. So when price makes a low, we're just looking for like a retracement and then for gold to continue moving bearish. Looking on the 1 hour, so right now we can see candles are moving bullish. We can see gold is respecting this area as support at 1797. 30-minute time frame, yeah, trying to create some support. So basically, if we see gold, right, trying to make a high and then we retrace and we start breaking down below supports created in this session, then I think we could see what happened yesterday, which is where gold done a fake out and then just did a complete and utter drop to the downside. So this is the low on the 30-minute time frame. Kind of have this we have this other zone here too as well. Yeah.
These kind of big moves in gold, are they just kind of normal, or is like you think it was also because of news or sell-offs? Because it was a pretty big move. Well, I don't know if that's pretty okay for, I mean, normal for gold.
I mean, to be
and it
honest,
happened so fast as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, gold moves a lot. You know, gold's very volatile. It moves a lot in like an intraday perspective. But I mean, these kind of big moves, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be driven by like fundamentals. I mean, obviously a lot of gold is heavily, you know, to do with the US dollar. So clearly we had a lot of US dollar strength coming in yesterday. But I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really like focus too much on the fundamentals of gold because it can be very conflicting. Like sometimes you're expecting, you know, because of a certain news event that you're gonna have like a, let's say, a weak USD, but gold goes bearish. You know, like sometimes the ideas can be conflicting. But in this case, let's check if we had any news yesterday, because if we had news yesterday, then that would explain.
Yeah, I couldn't find
the employment claim, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was the reason for the move.
Yeah,
they've had good numbers, that's why.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's the employment claims, because when I saw the move yesterday on gold, we had a move up and then it got faked out. Where was it? Somewhere over here, and then once we started breaking down and below 1811, 1812, somewhere over here, that's when we started continuing down. Oh yeah, it was over here. So we closed above this area on gold, tried to move bullish, and then you see how we just had a candle come down, do like a fake out, and then we had that drop. So we could see something similar here today on gold. And then if we break, let's say we break the support at 1797 that's just been created, then I would say that we're going to continue down, reach around 1793, and then from there we should retest this low and fill these two ranges. So yeah, I mean gold is just heavily volatile, but if you take a look at the monthly, it's going to make sense, because when you looked at the monthly, you could see how the previous monthly candle left a wick to fill, and we have a support down at 1776, which is exactly where we're kind of looking at today. And then as you go to the weekly, you see how the previous weekly candle closed bearish at support. So we always talk about impulse entries. It broke the low, and then you have the wick to fill and continue down. So from a weekly, I mean, it made complete sense, but I mean, it was very difficult to catch that move. I mean, it did do a break and retest like on the 4 hour, so that kind of makes sense. But right now we've made a low, so we're just gonna have to see if we can get that retested. Let's go back to GJ here. GJ is just kind of ranging. Okay. We got Lil Gecko in the building.
How are you, Harrison?
How's it going, mate? You right?
Yeah, very nice.
Good.
You all right?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. And Sergio, how are you?
Morning, guys. You okay?
Yeah, we are on the team here. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
No problem. So many people here today.
Yeah, we got a few people from Lil Gecko's group and whatnot.
Yeah.
So whereabouts you from in Spain?
I'm from Alicante.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know a place called Almeria? Almeria? Is that
Almeria. Yeah, Almeria.
Yeah. Sorry, I know the Spanish is slightly different, but if I'm talking to someone in English, I'll say Almeria. And then
Almeria.
I got to put on the pronunciation, but yeah, I have an apartment in Almeria that I go to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was living 2 years in Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah, Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in
Yeah.
Ireland?
It's very nice place. The English at the beginning is very, very hard, but
Yes.
after.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's tough. It's yeah. My Spanish isn't all that good, you know.
Your Spanish what?
I said my Spanish is not good. It's okay.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My English is always learning in the job.
Yeah.
With teamwork from a lot of countries, Poland, Australia, all places.
Oh, nice.
So it's very different English.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, sometimes, like, it's the same language, but obviously, if you have someone from like Australia, like you say, or America, it's like it's different. And especially learning English in Ireland. I mean,
Yeah, it's little bit hard.
That's crazy, man.
surprised you didn't adopt the slight accent they have.
Yeah, and I was in a small town. I don't know. The name is Killarney, and it's a lot of old people.
Yeah.
So the accent is harder than usually.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice, man.
So
how
what
long
are
you
you
trading?
in trading?
Yeah. How long are you trading?
For now, around 4 years. Okay.
Oh, nice.
From the beginning, from the start, from zero.
Mm-hmm.
But from I started learning price action, okay, like we do with Raja, Mac, Kerwin, Ted, all this. I started at the beginning of 2020.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I started with Raja with Online at maybe I don't know, February, March, something like this, April, with market fluidity, and now I'm very happy for the for the learning, because I was with swing strategy with Fibo and all this shit.
Yeah.
And was so
Were
bad.
you a member then of Market Fluidity with Raya, or you just learn with the streams?
No, I was for three months looking at the streams on YouTube,
Okay.
watching them, and was so much value. And I say, okay, so let's see what is inside the market fluidity, how
Nice.
much I can learn. So but with the streams is very nice value.
So you just started streaming this year in 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. So you
That's
do,
a big step.
Yeah.
So you do the what session do you live stream?
I started with London session. I love London session.
Beautiful.
But after I have some people from other countries, like South America, so they can't be in the London session, and we started trading also on the New York session.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but my main session is London.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll later on, I'll put it on my story for you for your live stream, just in case we have any other I know anyone from Spain or other parts of Spanish speaking places for them to check you out.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
And you, Harrison, how much time are you now trading?
Same as you. So I started from scratch 4 years ago, and then I started learning this type of way, I'd say about 2.5 years ago, something like that. So yeah, kind of same thing. Like when I first started, I never really got into the whole like Fibonacci or anything like that. I got straight into like trading breakouts and kind of like price action. So I always started with price action, but I mean the reason why was because a lot of these Fibonacci things and all the indicators, like it all seemed too complicated for me. So I wanted to keep it more simple and kind of like see structure, because I'm a visual type of person. Yeah, from there, like the breakouts, it was hard like at first, because a lot of it wasn't playing out. And then I can't remember who, but someone I knew recommended, you should check out Raja. And then I checked him out, and then some of the things he spoke about and the way he broke things down just kind of like really resonated and made sense in my head. So then I started to kind of like view the way price moves and all those type of things so much differently.
Yeah, that's the key, to make the things simple. And just how to say it, reading the candles, you can get so much information.
Oh, 100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like the indicators, they're trying to tell you which way price can go. But I mean, to be honest, most of the time, as you look at each individual candle, they give you little inklings on which way the next one's going to go in that sense, and then you can build an overall picture based on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
100%.
Yeah, looks like GJ's trying to break up over here with
Yeah.
London Open.
Yeah, if we close, I think it's above the resistance.
Yeah, we got a resistance at 144, 400.
Yeah.
But the London session's been tough this week. I mean, I don't know if it has
Yeah.
to do, but I found it very
Yeah.
tough this week.
No, yeah, this week I'm in little bit drawn, because I started funding talent I think 3 weeks ago.
Okay, nice.
And the first day I was like relaxing, like, oh, it's demo account, it's not my money.
Yeah.
And the first day I break my rule, like my top on the losses is 3%. How to say it?
3% per trade.
Yeah, 3% per trade. It's my maximum loss per day.
Okay.
And I lost it 3.5%. So I started so much, so bad.
Did they let you continue or?
Yeah, because it's a aggressive type, so it's not too much rules on the risk management. So I still okay, but now it's harder to go up and go out of this fucking dragon. But we'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
No, but it's a very good example for people that are looking the streams or looking on Instagram to show how not to do the bad things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, as well, like
completely changes when it's your. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. As well, I think when the London session moves better, you know, I think we'll be much better off because this week it just kind of ranged all week.
Yeah, London session is.
January was not that much better as well. I think. I mean, not for me myself. It was pretty hard as well. I mean, the whole 2021 has been choppy, difficult.
I think like the first 2 weeks of January moved pretty well. Like
we're okay.
moves, and then the second half. So basically, the last 3 weeks haven't moved well. Like good probability trades just haven't been playing out, pulling back,
moving 7 pips, 8 pips.
Yeah, like I hate it when it does that.
I'm looking at that about what you say is that good probability trades are not playing out, and shit trades like you say, oh, that's 30% probability that is going to TP. Go to TP very easy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's just wait, risk management, and do the things good.
100%. So, yeah, I mean, we can see here the 15-minute candle has closed above 144. But probably going to want to wait to see how the 30-minute candle closes. Just because if we take a look at, over the last couple of weeks, even a 15-minute candle close above, most of the time it's been just coming back in the range at that point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if this 15-minute candle breaks the high of the previous, then we could continue moving up. I think this candle, the 745 candle, was quite a good opportunity to anticipate price to continue bullish.
You wouldn't be bothered by the next resistance, or you're expecting volume to break this?
Obviously, I wasn't trading today just because I was like, you know what, like it's a Friday. The moves haven't been well at all this week. So why am I going to take a trade on a Friday when, I mean, if it hasn't been moving all week, it's not going to just, even if it did move well on a Friday, like if it didn't, you'd feel like an idiot. So I think we had confluence here that the 1 hour tapped into support. It kind of closed like a weak bearish. The previous one, so this current 1 hour was breaking the high. Looks like we are continuing up over here. 30-minute. Yeah, looks like 15-minute candle done a little retest to continue up. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, if we look, when I first kind of like got on the charts, I see price was coming down to support. So since we couldn't break down over here, and then we had a nice healthy bullish candle, I think that was quite a good indication for buys on this next 15-minute candle. And then because you're kind of anticipating that now we've tapped into this area, this is like the pullback pre-London, and then this is obviously as we're coming in with volume, right? But I mean, yeah, this was like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it would have made sense. But
yeah, freaky Fridays.
Yeah, we're just gonna speculate here. See how.
But the last 2 Fridays, I see the market moving not too bad.
Yeah, that's true. The last 2 Fridays, it has moved pretty well.
Yeah. So we will see today.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, imagine the moves like we've been trying to catch all week in London just happens on a Friday.
It's gonna happen for sure.
Okay, let's check out this chart over here. My view on GJ. Okay, GJ 15-minute time frame. Broker. No, we want. Sorry, higher highs, Asian lows. Yep. Broke above before, failed to continue up. Okay. Support being respected. 2-3 times. Strong bias for upside. Close above this level. Looking for lower time frame to respect and stay above 38. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I think. Yeah, as long as it stays above 144, 400, we should continue bullish. 100%. So I think Jan would be in buys at around 8 pips. Nice. Yeah, I think it should continue moving up. We should at least reach this wick fill at 144, 514 at this point. Yeah, we should get the wick fill. Nice move on gold. Has gold moved? Oh wow, gold moved bullish with London Open volume here. Okay, so it's charting to retrace, maybe like end of the week. I blew 2 funding talent accounts within like 2 days, cost me $1,000. Oosh. Damn. Yeah, don't know what to say about that one. Entered at 400, nice. Want to see a wick fill on the 4-hour. Yeah, I think it's gonna do the wick fill over here. Yeah, I think GJ is gonna move nice today.
Yeah, I went to 20 of February of 2020, and we have a resistance on 144.62. I have the next level.
Okay.
So we will see
if
we can broke this week.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the weekly, if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we can see how we're already coming up to fill this previous weekly wick, which is exactly what you're saying, around 144, 610, 620 area. And then if we break above that, I mean, then we have this next wick to fill around 144, 900, and then
exactly.
Then next stop on the weekly is going to be 145, 700. Wow, if we get back to the 145 level, which is crazy.
Yeah. Giovanni, want to send you a gold chart?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
So
if he puts it
in the chat. Yeah.
I think he's done it.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's check out your chart.
Because I don't trade gold. For me, it's
yeah, of course.
too much respect.
It's in Spanish, but I'll have to. You can try.
Show us your Spanish, Harrison. Come on.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. So, I'm gonna presume that's form the zone.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Then we've got clean traffic. Yeah, I don't know that one. You get that zone now. The zone, right? Okay. Yeah. Translate the first part.
Yeah. Vela is candle and cerrando it's closing. It's a candle closing above the zone.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, nice. A candle closing above the zone, and then candle
making
retest and
breaking max of previous candle.
Previous high.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And then entry on the compra. That's your chip. No, I don't know.
That's like buys, yeah.
Buys. Oh, okay, nice. So enter buys at the high, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
And then stop loss.
This is now, this morning, right?
Yeah, this is this morning, yeah. Beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, that's a nice chart actually. I like it.
Yeah.
You are done for the week, Giovanni. With this trade.
Yeah.
But I think it's just paper trade, like.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because we just trade GJ and Giovanni. I think he trade euro dollar, euro USD.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, these were nice. I mean, gold technically made sense for buys 100%.
But it's hard
difficult.
because if you see on the left.
Yeah. It's like yesterday. there was confirmation for buys, but you see how it did this like fake out move, you know. That's what I was kind of looking at here, and then continue with the trend. But from a technical perspective, like, it completely made sense. So for the future, you know, you want to be like cautious, but like, yeah, I mean, that was a really nice trade. Wow, 85 pip move right there.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, you had nice structure on the 5-minute as well. Yeah, see, once this 5-minute candle started to break above the highs, I mean, we just imagine if you just literally held that trade just for 5 minutes. You went and made a coffee or something, came back 80, 90 pips in profit.
I close all and see you next month.
That's 2021 finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like GJ is kind of retracing over here. Let's take a look. We've got 5 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. Oh yeah.
We've got the.
Go on.
I was just going to say something about the gold. We've got the NFP on today, later on. I think probably.
Today.
Yeah. So I mean, this movie, it looks really good. Like, obviously, the way he anticipated, you know, the buys after the break of the previous 15-minute candle, because then you've got a nice. Because obviously, London always give a nice push, and then you've got a nice traffic on the left. You know, with that big candle like we've had yesterday. I think it makes sense for the buys now, but later on, I'd just be cautious because the NFPs. I mean, yesterday the unemployment claims that there was like good numbers, so more likely the NFP are going to be good numbers as well, which is good for the dollar, which means
we could see further sales on gold.
Yeah, so what I'm expecting, I've got marks on the charts, so possibly it can come down to 1775 to retest the weekly support.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, if the price is moving up now because, you know, potentially they want to be able to, like, in terms of like manipulation, I mean, if the numbers are going to be good and gold is going to absolutely tank, then this move up will get corrected, which would kind of suggest then that, you know, they're moving, like, in terms of like institutions and stuff, and you gotta understand about how, you know, it's kind of manipulated. So if price is moving up at the moment, it may want to retrace, you know, maybe back to this area, create resistance, and then if we start staying below this area, I mean, this whole move up could get corrected. I mean, that'd just be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at the numbers here, what they're kind of expecting. So they're forecasting see, the thing is, they're forecasting better numbers, but I mean, really, they're still bad numbers, like in reality. Like, in terms of, obviously, I know previously was very bad, but like, I mean, yeah, remember the months that we'd see, like, you know, 600,000 jobs and like 85k, like, it's just crazy. So I mean, maybe they're seeing it as like bad for the dollar, because see, this is the thing I've had to like tell myself about news, you know, is that no matter what you think, no matter what your bias is, you know, and what economically makes sense, like, yeah, okay, bad numbers equals, you know, weak US dollar, right? But at the same time, from experience, I've seen a lot of the times, even when I think, you know, numbers are bad or numbers are good, you know, pairs like gold, they just do whatever it wants to do.
Yeah, sometimes they just go the other way around.
Yeah, and you're just like, why? It doesn't make sense, and there's just no answer. It's just, that's just the market. So I mean, you know, and you have to think as well, it all depends on how market interprets this data, because you can have, on the one hand, you could say, well, it's better than the previous, so it's positive for USD, but on the other hand, you could say, well, there's still bad numbers in the reality of things. So really, although they've added jobs, the fact of, you know, the employability is still in a bad position, so there's not that sustainable recovery that, you know, they're kind of looking for in terms of the positivity. So yeah, it's a shame. it's a shame they don't ever do these big news events really in the London session. Otherwise, we could have watched NFP live. But I mean, yeah, we'll take a look later. See what happens.
Harrison, you trade the NFP or just you watch it and?
Yeah, just watch it.
Okay.
I've attempted it a couple times and it's gone okay a couple times, and it's also gone very wrong a couple times.
Yeah, it's very random. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just tend to stay out of it. I mean, I remember one time, same again. They was expecting really good numbers for US. So I was like, okay, so if they're expecting really good numbers, that could potentially mean, you know, big sells on gold. And I literally remember I had a sell stop and a buy stop, and I'm like, okay, beautiful. So price moving down really quick, taps my sell stop and just goes whoom, completely taps my buy stop, whoom, straight back in the middle. It's like doing ping pong in the middle of the range, like going crazy. And I'm like, man, I'm getting out of these positions.
Plus the spreads are huge as well. It can just take you out by the spread.
Yeah.
NFP was why I started to be attracted to trading in the beginning. I remember a couple of years being with a friend and seeing this move on one stream. I can't remember whose, and I was like, wow, man, this looks so easy. Look how much money they made in like 5 seconds. Man, I just want to get into this. Like, everyone is sitting from this. And I tried to trade it next month, and I lost, I don't know, over 100, 200 pounds, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. Yeah, I tried a few times with, a small account, and it's very, very crazy to trade it.
Yeah, 100%. So it looks like GJ is closed above 144.400 on the 30-minute time frame. Looking at the 15-minute candle, it closed bullish. So I mean, yeah, if we break this high over here, then we should continue on. But looking at the 5-minute, we had a little bit of a pullback. So we'll just kind of have to see if we can, respect this area to continue moving up. But yeah, I think really good buys were based on this area over here, because if you kind of make sense of it, we came into pre-London and we created support right over here, and what we can kind of see is that we had this initial impulsive move down with the pullback once we made this high, and then this candle, this 30-minute candle, it closed back above this minor support. So then the next one kind of did like a little retest and then continue moving up. But I suppose, yeah, bit difficult. But on the 15-minute also makes sense now, because if you look left, you stretch this left, this was a previous support on the 15-minute time frame, and then we can see how the 15-minute candles closed above, and then we had that nice little retest and then continue moving up. So I mean, yeah, looking back, that could have been a nice buying opportunity.
To enter now, would you keep the stop loss below previous 15-minute candle?
I mean, the thing is since the 30 minutes just closed, right, we could get a retest. If we look at the 1 hour candle still open, 4 hours also still open. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're already in buys and this candle comes up to start filling the wick, then yeah, I think stop loss below the previous 15-minute candle is going to be good. But while this candle's still open, it could come down, do like a retest, or create a little bit more of a bottom wick on the 30-minute. But I personally think once we break this high over here, we're going to continue going with this, breakout in effect. Continue to move.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm expecting GJ to come down to make the retest in the previous resistance in the 144.40 in the 30 minutes. Yeah, and then if has volume, can start going up.
Yeah, 100%.
Breaking highs, and now you can put your trade, your buys. So just
are you
waiting
to trade today, or you will just perpetrate on Fridays usually?
No, if I see a very nice
setup,
idea, I will trade it, but with my half half risk. You know, if I use 2%, I will use 1%, something like this. Because
what are you targeting usually? You targeting 10 pips, or you have a specific risk reward, or?
yeah, normally I use my one in English is ratio, or
Yeah, 1-to-1.
okay, yeah. If my stop loss is maybe, I don't know, 8 pips, I look to close my 80%, 90% of the trade at 8, 9 pips, and let the runners work with my stop loss at break even, and that's it. If the runners go to my final TP, it's nice, and if go to break even, it's just a small position.
It's mal.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So always I try to secure profits, but in my 1-1 ratio or little bit more.
Yeah, I think since we've come up to fill the wick on the 15-minute, we should not come down back to this low over here. We should just continue. Looking on the 5-minute candle also.
And how you do your risk management in this case is that when you close partials on profits, when you close partials on a losing trade.
So for me, similar to you, like I close like 80-90% of the position at 10 pips. Sometimes I'm gonna close the whole thing at 10 pips when if you know, I feel like from experience that, you know, there's minimal chance of that continuing on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But when I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, well, I've got, you know, higher time frame targets, then I'm looking to let, you know, runners run at that point. But slowly over the coming months, to try and increase my like profitability personally, I'm testing out some things at the moment, but I'm going to try and get to a point where I'm only securing like maybe like 50-60% at 10 pips, and then I'm leaving more of my position to run, because I know sometimes like price is going to move 10 pips and it's going to hit me out break even. That's fine, I've secured profits at that point, I've secured something. But there's going to be days where that 50%, that 40%, you know, could run 15 pips, 20 pips, 25 pips, 30 pips. So, you know, if I look on average, a lot of the moves in 2020 when we had volume, you know, was moving like 20, 30 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips. So having more of a position open will allow me to, you know, have increased profitability. But something I'm going to test out, because obviously I need like 6 months worth of data to be able to say, okay, how many of my runners would get stopped out. Obviously that's not with every trade. Like some trades I will close everything at 10 pips still if I feel like there's no reason to leave a runner, if there's not enough range, if we're, you know, it seems like we're stalling at this area, you know, I'll from experience say, okay, let's just close out, get my profit, get out this trade. But other times when I'm looking for those higher time frame plays, you know, like if we look on the let's say on the daily right here, let's say I was in buys, I might look at the daily and be like, well, if we continue, then, you know, 144.600 is the target based on the daily. So now I'm like, okay, I might leave 40% of my position and close that out at 144.600, because I noticed, you know, one of my biggest things in 2020 was whether I was wrong or right, you know, most of the time, 80% of the time, price is going to go to wherever I think it's going to go, you know, in terms of my high time frame targets. Like price always respects the high time frame. Whatever it's going to do on the high time frames, it's going to do it. You know, obviously on the smaller time frames you'll get this choppiness and etc. But on the high time frames, it's, you know, it's going to go with whatever it was going to do. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be working over the next few months, but just slowly building towards that. But yeah, we can see now we came up to the wick on the 30-minute high, and now we're retracing right back to this area. So because this candle came up to fill the wick, I was like, okay, well, if we break this higher right over here, we could continue in that direction with volume. But since now we're retracing and we're breaking the low, if we come right back in the range, then this just goes to prove has probably been one of the worst weeks I've seen for the London session. I mean, we literally had one move yesterday, which was 10 pips, and that was it. It just kind of ranged after that, no volume. Yeah, we're just right back at this area. So when we do this, when we break out, we make a high, I think if we can create support here, then we could continue moving bullish. But that seems like the only option here, since we're breaking the low and kind of like retracing. 1 hour also is coming to a close.
I was looking for buys, but like glad I didn't enter yet.
Yeah, I think maybe a support's going to be needed, because
Yeah.
I mean, we came up to this area again, 144.500, and we just rejected it again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Could they start to go down and retrace?
Yeah, if we go up now and we break the high, I think it's a high probability to go to the next resistance. But by the moment, it's not showing that.
No, at the moment, back in the range.
Yeah. So in 30 minutes make more sense, but we have to wait to see how this candle
100%.
move.
100%. Buys above 144.510, going to wait for pre-New York. Yeah, I think once, I mean, it depends what kind of happens here. I mean, if we start to create support, you know, we get a little bit of consolidation between like 144.500 and 144.400, and then, you know, coming into pre-New York, yeah, I would argue, okay, yeah, once we start breaking these highs, that pre-New York volume can continue us up. I mean, New York session's been really beautiful this week in terms of some of the moves, and like, yeah, it's been kind of crazy. But yeah, we need to wait for this candle to close.
And Harrison, you just trade London session, or you trade sometimes New York or Asian session?
So I mean, I just pretty much trade London session, but like, let's say I'm at the charts and there's something that I've seen happen, like in New York session, or even, you know, sometimes like in 2020, there would be a point like maybe once or twice a month, I'd catch a nice move at like London close. Because what I found was, let's say London session didn't do the move, New York didn't do the move, NYSE didn't do the move, then I know that, okay, maybe we're going to do the move at like London close. You know, maybe at the end of the day, there's going to be the move that we anticipated. So, but now, since I've live streamed, I've tried to steer away from that and just focus in on my one session. But when before I wasn't live streaming, obviously I had like, you know, all the time in the world to just kind of wait for whatever I wanted, you know. But when I'm on the live stream, I'm trying to look for opportunities, you know, being on and in that session.
Okay, that's really nice, because you show your results on the live streams, so it's very nice.
Yeah. I mean,
and
go on.
Yeah, I think it's with one session, it's better than maybe trade 3 sessions, 2 sessions.
Oh, 100%.
Because if you are more than maybe 3-4 hours on the charts, it's too much for your focus. I know you are losing your focus, so you are looking for shit trades after 4 hours, no trading. So I think it's better trade one session. If it's not trade, wait for the next day, and that's it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're spending like 4 or 5 hours a day on the charts, you know, then you're more likely to do the dumb things, you know, like over risk, over trade. Because if you take a loss in the morning, and let's say you don't have a strict routine, let's say you get up at a time that you don't usually trade and you take a loss, now you're going to be like, okay, I've taken a loss, but I usually trade at, you know, NY session, so now I'm going to come back. So now you've taken one loss, and now you're going to potentially go back to the NY session to potentially take another 2 trades, because if the first one doesn't work out, now you're like, okay, well, the first one didn't work out, but I wasn't meant to take the London session trade, so now I'll take a second trade in New York because I'm giving my bias more chances. And if you take 3 losses in a day, man, that's tough.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Dumb and tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never do just one time in the first day of my funding talent, but I never trade more than 2 trades.
No.
Never.
Yeah.
If my first trade it's a profit, it's a TP. Okay, I'm finished. By the I still with the stream, but I'm not looking for trade, just to helping people in the stream, and that's it.
Awesome.
And if I have one loss, maybe after waiting maybe 1 hour more, I can give to my trade a second chance if the market gives me the opportunity. But if it's not, it's okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
next day, yeah.
Looks like GJ's coming back in the range over here.
Yeah.
Dirty. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's we break below 144.2726. If we close below this support, I think we can look for sales. But because we have the next support, it's little bit close in 144.20, but we have a weak fill.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the 4 hour, looking on the 4 hour, we created support at basically 144. It's like 144.40, but it's basically 144. So if we can't break any higher on the 4 hour, if we're rejecting this, high, because we're coming to the end of the week and there needs to be a retracement, then I think a likely place for the 4 hour to come back to is going to be maybe basically 144, because this is the most recent support on the 4 hour. As we look on the 1 hour, though, it becomes difficult because we have like support over here.
Yeah,
it becomes very messy, but from a higher time frame perspective, it makes the most sense. So I think, like what you were saying, so sells below 144.270, and then we have a support like 7-8 pips away. But if you wanted to be safe, this is the point where you're securing positions and then you're leaving a runner to say, okay, now I know that we could then come down to this next area, 144.113. And that's because, as we look left, we see we had a clean candle here. We see how this candle tapped into this zone before we had this move up. So this is kind of an important area, but if you think about it, this move here was a liquidity grab, since this candle tapped into this area, and then we see how we had this straight bullish candle with no wick to the bottom. So this is an important zone at that point. So basically, if we start to break below 144.270, then this would be your zone where we could tap into. This becomes your zone. So basically, what you may find is we may push down, tap into this area, pull back a little bit. On the smaller time frames, like on the 5 minute, on the 15 minutes, you may get a little bit of like it may seem like it's stalling, and then it will continue through. And then if it starts to rip through the zone, that's where if we can get some minor resistance below 144.115, then again this would then be the next target, which is that 4 hour support at 144. And then this is your next zone. This is where we could tap into anywhere in this kind of vicinity.
Would you say that that big move, there is news actually, it would make sense to get corrected, at some point?
I mean, it all depends really, because if the technicals made sense for GJ to continue bullish, right? If we look at it like this, so I mean, if we look from a daily, we kind of had a pullback. So we had a pullback, and then this move down clearly was a liquidity. And then with the good news, right, with the rate decision, we had this move up. So it's almost like it was an excuse to drive price further up. In terms of, we knew the technicals that GJ technically was still bullish, market structure was still bullish on all higher time frames. This was just a little bit of a pullback. So in effect, this seemed like this was a liquidity grab on the higher time frames, based on maybe the fact that they were trying to anticipate that pound could continue higher on the basis that the rates stayed the same, right? And since they stayed the same, this is why. And as well, because it was interesting, obviously I was having a chat with Salim, and the way we were talking about the interest rates, he was saying, you know, he felt that they would bring in negative interest rates. So I think as well, from what he was saying, what kind of makes sense is that if investors, if you know, speculators thought there's a chance that the Bank of England could bring in negative interest rates and they didn't, it emphasizes that positivity, that optimism, because it's like, okay, we didn't need to go into negative. They spoke about it, they mentioned it, but they didn't do it. So that's why we had such a strong move to the upside based on that, like market optimism. So I personally think, you know, from a technical perspective, we could see like a partial correction, but I don't think it's like going to be in the same sense that we're kind of like presuming this whole move is going to get corrected, because it is positive and optimistic for GBP that they didn't necessarily need to go into negative interest rates. So I think like technically, if we're like running out of steam, you know, then yeah, I'd say like a 50% correction, which makes sense for price to then to come down to like 144. But yeah, I don't see it correcting the whole thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the news movements normally they correct maybe
Yeah, like
few,
an hour.
few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, few hours after. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Because now the structure is bullish, we can see that. So it's we can't expect that all the correction because
Yeah, I mean, usually the thing about news getting corrected, usually news gets corrected when nothing has fundamentally changed. And that's
Okay.
why if this was, let's say, the last interest rates and they kept it the same, everybody knew they were going to keep them the same. And obviously this time, yeah, it was predicted they keep them the same. But the difference is that, you know, everybody was banging on about, okay, or everyone was talking about, sorry, the Bank of England potentially going to negative rates. So you almost had that, there was almost that weighing uncertainty in effect with this particular rate. You know, with all other decisions, it's kind of been obvious that they were either going to reduce rates to, you know, slightly lower, or they would keep the rates the same because they were already low. But going into negative interest rates is a big decision for the Bank of England. So it was almost like, like let's say they did go in negative. I mean, that would have been a wild move on the pound. Like, it just would have been very, very volatile. But since there was that like certainty that, okay, yeah, we've kept rates the same, that's why we had such strong optimism. I mean, it didn't even stop after that one big candle. It continued on. So that just goes to prove the level of optimism and buyers in the market.
yeah, that's true.
Like, exactly. So when like he was saying, is, you know, usually the news is going to get corrected maybe after an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the reason why is because when the market absorbs the information, like on gold, sometimes you'll see, like from what I've seen with NFP, let's say it's good numbers for USD, but USD goes is weak and bullish goes, and gold goes bullish, right? And then you see news get corrected. That then means, okay, we had that initial impulsive move because of the news, and now market has absorbed the information. It makes its true valuation and judgment. Therefore, it got corrected. We can see, because market absorbed the information, it clearly was substantial for us to continue, and even continue with no volume at like 6:30, 7 o'clock GMT, which is when, you know, all markets are shut. So for price to continue, then there had to have been a lot of volume, you know. So they was heavily relying on the fact that, okay, they needed rates to stay the same.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, looks like the 15-minute close back in the range. I mean, the buys just become very difficult.
Yeah. at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think buys above 144.500 would be the kind of like only option really.
Yeah, and
I mean, look at the 1
30.
hour. 1 hour's even come right back in the range at this point.
Yeah, and 30 minutes break the low, didn't break the high, so now the buys are
Yeah,
a little bit crazy.
yeah, no buys.
Yeah, just waiting.
hmm Looks like Euro NZD's trying to break down over here.
Yeah, because if we go to the left, like 1 year ago, we can see that in where 30 minutes is making a resistance, we have a resistance in 144.45.
Mm.
Now it's making the resistance in 30 minutes, so it's respecting. So we have to wait, and that's it.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch those buys yesterday, Christian?
No, impossible for me, impossible to catch that. I was looking for technical analysis. I was looking for sales below this 4 hour support, but
Yeah, I was looking for sales, and I was so excited, man. Like thinking,
yeah,
there is a very nice range. Finally, it's gonna be a good move. Man, I had so play out on my head, and it just.
Yeah, but the thing good is that didn't get the chance to us to get the sales. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
But
My being on sales without a stop loss yesterday.
yeah, fuck it.
I think Salim, you got some buys yesterday, yeah?
Yeah, I
Nice,
think he
yeah.
said he might not be able to.
Yeah.
He might not be able to talk, but yeah, no, I think he did. He put it in the chat. He got some.
Yeah,
GJ
10
buys.
pips, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was expecting sales, so I really didn't focus on the buys, and I didn't see nothing good for buys. Like one setup or something like this.
No.
Was straight up, and that's it.
Yeah. GU trying to go up. Yeah, it seems like it, but I mean, if we look at the price action on GU, like it makes no sense. If we just clear everything, so we have resistance over here. We broke above in the Asian session, then we came back, right? Came to this area, created a high over here, retraced, rejected this area, pulled back, created support, and then just broke out. No confirmation. GU is so tough, but yeah, I mean, if GU continued bullish and it can break above this resistance over here, then I mean the next target for GU I'd say is probably going to be this resistance right over here. Let's just redraw that. Yeah, probably going to be this area right over here if GU can continue bullish. Yeah, I mean, oh, beautiful. So we've seen this type of structure happen all the time. So if this candle can close bullish on GU, it creates an opportunity for the next 15-minute candle to respect this low and continue moving up. You have like a nice 15, 16 pip range at that point. So yeah, I think GU buys could work out really well.
Yeah.
The only issue is this kind of fake out on the 15-minute, but yeah, I think you need two things here. You need this 15-minute candle to close above, and then if you take a look on the 5-minute, you would want to start to see like a support to be formed, or candles respecting lows and then breaking above these highs, and then it should continue on. But yeah, I think once GU closes in a minute or 2 minutes time, I think this could be a really nice move for GU to continue up. I was also looking at Euro NZD sells below this support. We can see now the 30-minute candle is coming to a close in around a minute and a half, and we have a lovely clean range on Euro NZD. It's like a 35 pip range, beautiful range. Let's take a look on the weekly. and let's go work backwards. So weekly tapped into an area, kind of pulling back a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't really mean too much. We just had a little bit of a pullback, but I mean, we could quite easily finish off down at this area. Let's take a look at the daily. So if we look at the daily, previous daily closed bullish. The current daily candle broke the high, is now flipping bearish. So these wicks, this area, this becomes a target if we're going to have volume here today. Looking on the 4 hour, we need to see resistance forming. Yeah, beautiful. Looking on the 4 hour, right, on your NZD, if we just remove everything, what we can kind of see here is the fact that we had a resistance, right? We had a resistance over here. We had a high made, right? We had a high made. We had a little bit of a pullback, and then we had a support form. And this support, it closed above this minor resistance. So naturally, the next 4 hour should have continued moving up, but it couldn't. It made a high. The next one retraced, and it closed at this area. So now we see this current 4 hour is coming back in the range, and it's breaking below these lows. So as we look left, we see these clean candles on the 4 hour now coming down to back to this support right over here, right? We see price coming back to the support. So I mean, we talk about what's the word? We talk about what happened on gold yesterday, where we had that fake out, and then, you know, it continued down right to the low it created. I mean, we could see that same thing here on Euro NZD. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour just closed below this support, closed below all this to the left. 30 minute,
15 minutes, 30 minutes also close below.
yeah, 30-minute candles below, 15-minute candles below. Yeah, I think we'd want to see like a top wick being created first on the 30-minute time frame, because then if it creates a top wick first, you know, you're making sure that this high gets respected. And then as we come down, you know, we could break this low right over here on the 30-minute time frame after creating a high to continue moving down. I think we could have a really nice move on your NZD.
Yeah, I like it. If this was GJ, oh man. Yeah, if we see a retest on that zone, on that break support, we can see, and we break the lower of the previous candle, we can see a really nice move to the next support, because we have clean traffic. I always wait in these cases to see this candle that is going down now, to see the give us the wick to make the retest. Top wick. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So if this candle can create a top wick first and then break the low, it's going to be better for sales. Because what I find is probably what you find as well, is that if we break the low, let's say like right now, like the first few minutes, there's a probability that it can move down but then retrace back up to pull back. So but we are breaking the low over here, so I mean, it can continue down, but I mean, I would have liked to have seen a bottom wick first.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I saw a lot of times that the thing that you were saying, that breaks the low but didn't make the retest, maybe give you, I don't know, 5 pips, 6 pips, and retrace to make the top wick, and then go down. So if you put the sell at the beginning, maybe stop you out with the stop loss, and then give you the TP. So I think it's better to wait and just, if you lost the move, it's good.
Looks like it's moving down over here already. GU ranging on the 10-minute chart. 10-minute chart. Oh, we didn't see how GU. It's moving up over here. Let's take a look. See, this is where it just becomes really difficult, because the 15-minute candle closed with like nice structure, like we say, but it closed below that area. So the only way you could have caught this initial move up was really the break of the high for anticipating it to continue. But yeah, that was difficult. But at least we had the right anticipation, because imagine if this candle closed above, you could have taken easy buys at that point, and then you just had this candle move up in the first couple minutes. But yeah, see exactly what we're talking about. Push down, retrace, create a top wick. See how the first 5-minute candle closes here. GJ's coming back up to this area. What a mess.
Yeah. No, I think with this bearish candle, if we can see now a bullish candle breaking that resistance, I think we can get nice bullish movement.
Yeah.
So wait.
Yeah, just gotta wait.
Because if we put 1 hour time frame, something that I like it is to see a bearish doji give me the chance that if we break that high, we can go up.
Yeah.
If we respect the low and we break the high, it's a very high chance to continue moving up. But the stop loss I think is too big for that trade.
I think for sells, which we've seen happen as well, is because this was our resistance, right? This area over here. If we create resistance, so let's say because this candle's trying to move back up to this area, let's say we get a bearish candle close right over here, you could anticipate that with volume that we would, you know, come down to the support and then start breaking down, because we tried to break the high, we couldn't over here, we came back in the range, we pulled back, we established resistance, and then we could continue down to the support.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, in the
But
15 minutes.
We will see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna go make a little bit of breakfast in a second here, because I am absolutely starving hungry. So yeah. By the way, feel free to, you know, like take off or leave, sorry, whenever you gotta go. So yeah, we'll be here till like maybe another hour. I don't know what time you finish the London streams you do, but yeah, I finish in around maybe like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we finished around in England hour. It's like 9:30, 10 a.m. on the morning.
Okay, nice.
And then I chill, like I rest, like make rest from the chart. I train, or you know, go to do street workout, something like this. Other things outside the trading, and then I come back to New York, see, just chilling, and if I can get a nice trade, I try.
Yeah, nice.
That break of the low and ciao.
On gold.
Yeah, on gold looks.
Yeah.
But it's for me it's too crazy on gold.
Yeah, gold's one of those pairs, like impulse entries, it's very, very, very difficult, you know, because it could easily break this low and then just go right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna quickly go make a drink and some breakfast. I'll be back in like literally 10 minutes. But I think for Euro NZD, so let's say, because obviously we wick down now and then we're kind of retracing, what I would want to see, I would want to see this candle closing bearish. So if this candle, you know, ends up in the next 7 minutes closing somewhere down over here, then you're expecting that this is the first 15 minute of the 30 minute, and for the next one to also continue moving down. So I think it's going to be important. If this candle can close bearish, right, then that means it's respecting this area to continue down, and then, you know, you would just kind of let it play out at that point. So I'll leave you guys with Euro NZD, because I think GJ is just kind of
ranging.
dancing. Yeah, GJ is doing nothing. GU is moved up now, also retracing. Gold is breaking the low over here.
Yeah. Gold have the chance to go down, but it's a risky trade.
Yeah.
Just because in that case, I will put my stop loss above the doji, the bullish doji.
Yeah.
To don't take all the retracements to the resistance, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
So, to cut the store. So
yeah,
we just paper trade, chilling, and see what we can learn.
100%. I think a good confluence though on this particular occasion is the fact that the 5-minute candle closed the way it did. Because if you look, the 5-minute closed over here, right? It respected this area, and then we had a resistance, minor resistance created on the 5-minute. So naturally, if we can break the low, I mean, yeah, it made sense for the next 5-minute to push down. So I think it did make sense, but it's pretty like, it's one of those, I haven't seen this happen enough times on gold. I think if let's say we move down a little bit and we create support over here, let's say like in this area, then we get like consolidation for a bit, and then when the news comes out, that's when, if you're eyeing sells, you're eyeing this correction right down to this area, you know. And then if you're expecting, you know, gold to continue bullish, then you have a high to retest. You also have this area above this high over here, and you're expecting like a correction of the downside move from yesterday.
Yeah, this setup I saw it a lot of times on GJ, but in gold I don't have the data, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay. So we got like 4 minutes left for this candle to close. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go make some breakfast, and then yeah, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay. See you now.
Feel free to you know, discuss or whatever, or you know.
Now we get the stream on Spanish.
Yeah, you just said everyone's gonna just go wild with the Spanish. Right, I'll be 1 sec.
Él está buscando ahí un trade que necesita tomar trade.
Euro New Zealand sells.
Yeah. No. No, it's GJ is just ranging, nothing to do.
Yeah, man, I would like to have I didn't have any nice trade this week, to be honest. It was really bad.
Yeah, me too. I think it's this year started very difficult. No volume, no good volume. The price action didn't really respect the setups. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Look, now we get the retest on Euro New Zealand, yeah. So if we break again that low, I think it's a high chance to come down.
Estás en la founding tal entonces en lo agresivo, no te pagan cada 2 semanas, ¿no? Te lo meten todo en una cuenta live.
Claro, en la agresiva te pone, o sea, en vez de dártelo a ti, te lo meten directamente.
Es en la misma que estoy yo también.
Sí, a mí me gusta mucho más así. Al corto plazo a lo mejor es menos atractivo, pero al largo plazo yo pienso que es muchísimo mejor, y las restricciones que tienes en cuanto al riesgo pienso que son mucho mejores también.
Las restricciones son buenas en cualquier cuenta.
Sí.
Me gusta que no te dejan realmente bajarte más. En la agresiva creo que es un 10%, ¿no?
Sí.
En la otra creo que es no No me acuerdo.
No lo sé, un 5.
Un
Bueno,
5, creo.
Edu lo sabe bien, si está por ahí. Él sabe el tema, cómo va. 5%.
5. Y tenéis otro que está en FTMO, ¿no? En vuestro grupo, creo, que vi.
Sí, Sergio, que entró hace poco, está en FTMO, no me sale en inglés, FTMO, y está con la de 100k. La verdad es que a mí me gusta mucho más Funding Talent. A mí la forma de trabajar que tienen, en la agresiva encima te llevas el 90% del profit cuando ya tienes la real. Entonces está muy bien.
Sí. Estuve viendo el canal de algunos de tu grupo, el de Sergio sobre todo, y qué putada que empezó con esta semana mala.
Ya, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Sobrevivir, la idea es sobrevivir y ya está. ¿Y tú, Sergio, te dedicas 100% al trading o estás trabajando?
No, que va, estoy trabajando. Lo que
Ok.
pasa es que ahora tengo bastante suerte, que trabajo casi todos los días desde casa y me da bastante tiempo.
Eso está guay, porque allí en los países ingleses están intentando hacer mucho eso lo del teletrabajo.
Sí, aquí donde estoy yo en la City está todo vacío, no hay ninguna oficina ocupada ya.
En Irlanda estaban haciendo lo mismo. No como en España.
There's some questions on the YouTube. Maybe you can reply. Can you pay the monthly fee with the aggressive account from Funding Talent?
Yeah, and the aggressive account of the Funding Talent, if you in your demo account, okay, if you make enough profit to pay that monthly payment, you can pay for your profits from your profits.
So you can always use your profits to pay the monthly fee, and they take it out from there, which is very nice. Automatically, you don't have to do anything. They give you the option if you wanna use your profits to either keep them for your live account or to use them to pay for your membership.
Yeah, that's the good thing, because if you know you are profitable, you don't have to put more money on the table. So that's really nice. I don't like that close on the Euro New Zealand. I guess if we break that high, it's going to come back to the range.
Yeah, we just lost some volume now.
Yeah. If I am in this trade, now I'm closing 50%, something like this. Yeah, I would close maybe at the close of this 15 minutes. If I am in sales, I would close like 50%. Looking at the candle, it's showing us that don't have bearish volume to come down. So for safe risk, I would close 50% at break even, because give me the chance. And then if we break the high, like now, I would maybe close another.
Kind of a trade you took yesterday on GBP, yeah?
Yeah, the same. Yeah, I took a sell on GJ on London session, but I was expecting a really nice volume like now in this chart, but didn't get me the volume. So I saw a similar candle like this on 30 minutes, closing like this. So I closed half at break even. After come down again, we saw break the high of the previous candle, and didn't break the low and retrace again to the entry point. So I close all the trade on break even, and after maybe 10 minutes, boom, fly up, and stop me out with the all stop loss, but I close all on the break even, so was very nice trade. Yeah, gold is playing perfectly the pepper trade.
Going down.
Yeah. Now I
Wow. Me dio ganas de meterle ahí 20 lotes.
Yeah, we can secure now profits on the gold if you are on sales, like I guess 80%, 90%, stop loss to break even, and that's it. You have your profit of the day. It's Friday, don't risk more.
Yeah, plus with the news coming later on,
Yeah,
we could start to range as well at some point.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's difficult to get all the move down because we have the news on New York. So if you get on a Friday a good move on gold or GJ, take it, save profits, and that's it. Because we know gold can retrace all the way up. Giovanni is saying that he has to go. you can say bye in Spanish, Giovanni, for the English people.
Are you gonna do New York later, guys?
Not trade, but just watching how
you're gonna stream. Yeah, I might join you then maybe if I'm not busy. I will text you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I will stream to see how the NFP works.
Yeah,
but for me, not trade today on New York. Definitely, too much risk.
Yeah, I didn't have a good week, so I don't wanna make it worse on Friday. Actually,
yeah.
Just gonna hope next one is gonna be better.
Yeah, the worst thing we can do is we have a bad week. Try to recover our losses on a Friday. It's shit because you will get more losses.
I've been there.
Yeah, yeah, that happened to me. So I know now that trying to make all the profits that you didn't make on all the weeks, so it's impossible.
I think they're asking you some questions if you speak Spanish or English on your streams as well on YouTube.
Yeah, English people can, if you, the thing is that we talk in Spanish, but if you can ask questions in English, I will answer you in English. So, and at the same time, if someone want to learn Spanish, it's a nice choice.
Is there other streamers in Spain doing London session as well and live sessions as well?
In London session, I think no. I don't know now. I don't know any Spanish trader that is doing streams. But in New York session, yeah, we have Javier Soto.
Oh yeah, Javier, I seen him.
Javier Soto, he's doing on New York streams. Black Walls, it's a Spanish academy. They was doing on New York session also, but I think they stopped by the internet or something like that. They have issues with the broker and the things, so they stopped. Okay. But I think they will be again doing the streams. But I think that's it. I don't know really. In English community, we have a lot of more streams. We have Mac on Asian session, Raja, Monty on London. We have Harrison on London. We have a lot of people. So we have trading with Paul. A lot of people, but in the Spanish community, I think we need more people doing this to show people that it's possible to do the trading. But it's not all scam. Because in the Spanish community of the trading, it's a lot of shit. Like a lot of people looking that they are good traders, but all is scam. We have a lot of
I see.
traders like this.
So they think it's all like a scam.
Yeah, they show like Lamborghini, parties, something like this.
It's the same here. It's the same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, trust me on that one.
But in English people you have like Raja, Mac, you, Ted, Kerwin, Paul, all these people that do the things really good. But in the Spanish community we have 2-3 people and that's it, no more.
Yeah, I mean most people. I mean, if you think about it, like despite obviously I know like me, Raja, all the people who do the live streams in England, even collectively put together with how many people like are subscribed, watch the streams and stuff, that is only like a minority or a small percent of the people that like do this, because if you look at most of the I don't know, like if you go on YouTube and you look at an English trader who might have a Lamborghini or
that's true,
whatever, he's gonna have like millions of views and subscribers and whatnot. So people are just naturally like they that's why they started doing the whole rentals with Lamborghinis and stuff, because they know that's what people like. Most people chase that quick money, most people chase that getting rich, right? Whereas we know this community is different because it shows the level of process, the level of like progress, and what it takes to my mic is low. Is that better?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
I think in the YouTube they're saying it's a bit low.
Oh, okay. It should be better now.
Yeah.
Should be okay. So yeah, I mean, like that's what most people are drawn towards. So yeah.
Yeah, in people, I don't know why that happened to me also, but when you do that one time, when you buy a trading course or trading academy, whatever, but for the money you see that this trader is making or the cars he has, at the 2 weeks that you are in that academy, you can see that it's all fake. And if you don't learn on this opportunity and you do it again, that's your fault, like you can make that mistake one time, but at the second it's really your fault. It's not.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true.
You have on the English community I Am Academy?
Yes. Oh yeah. The amount of people I get that come to me, they're like, man, have you heard of the I Am Academy? They
What is that?
I forgot what they're actually called. Is it? I think they actually used to be called IML, but they changed their name.
No, they was first IML.
Yeah, IML Academy.
And they changed to because one Spanish trader that it's also scam, but he bought the name of IML, so they had to change to I Am Academy.
I
But
see.
stories on the Spanish community.
Spanish broker. I don't really know of any Spanish brokers, but I mean, you can use a broker anywhere in the world, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a Spanish broker.
I'm with Vantage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Vantage
I don't
FX.
really know any Spanish broker.
No, neither.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with
there
Vantage.
probably is, but I mean, they're going to be like more subject to regulation and stuff.
Yeah, and expensive splits.
Yeah.
In Spain, you can't do nothing about business trading.
No.
It's so shit, man.
Yeah.
Because, but we can use like AxiTrader is from Australia. I know IC Markets, all this.
Yeah.
We can use it. It's not problem.
Yeah.
But
What do you think about the sales now, Harrison, on Euro New Zealand?
So obviously,
You would get
yeah. So
50% off.
I mean, what I was looking at was obviously, I know the candle closed bearish, but it closed like a week bearish. So then I was like, okay, well, for Euro NZD to continue down, you probably want to see this candle also go bearish and close bearish, you know, because then we would then see that there's momentum. But since it's breaking the highs and coming back in the range, I think, yeah, you better wait until we get like a resistance, because on the 1 hour it's still below this area, so it still could continue down. But on the smaller time frames, yeah, see the 15 minutes closed like kind of above this area, so you'd probably want like a bearish 15-minute candle to close just below this minor support, and then we can continue down, fill these wicks and continue on. So yeah, probably right now there's no sells, but just gotta wait. It does become quite tricky here. It does become a little bit difficult. Do you guys use only TradingView in these sessions? We use TradingView just to look at the charts. Yeah, just to, yeah, pretty much.
yeah, better chart,
Yeah.
better analysis, better view.
Yeah, 100%. I just find it easier to look at TradingView. You know, you have all the we have all the tools we want. We have,
Yeah.
you know, long position, short position. I can flick through these very easily. You know,
Yeah, because
it's nice and easy.
MetaTrader, I think it's just to execute your order, because to make an analysis, it's little bit hard,
Yeah.
like in TradingView.
Big Nev Paddock. He loves using capitals, doesn't he? I think this guy is one of those people like, you know, where he's talking and nobody acknowledges, so he starts to raise his voice and stuff. He's one of those guys. But yeah, so he thinks Spanish brokers are scammers. Well, I mean, brokers all over the world can scam you. You just have to do your research. You know, you have to do your due diligence, as they say. You know.
Yeah, but I never search on Google a Spanish broker. I didn't have the I don't know how to say cómo decir el por mirar en internet, de buscar a ver si hay algún broker español. Nunca he tenido esa.
Yeah, you never had the need. You never had the curiosity of.
La curiosidad. Yeah, curiosity. Yeah.
I mean, all we ever hear anyway is when you first start is that, you know, offshore brokers, you get the best leverage, you get the best margin. So that's what people most go to anyway. Like, it's the same with me. Like, when I first started out, obviously I was like, okay, I don't really know much about brokers. I don't really know much about the industry. So I kind of like looked around and I noticed the brokers in the UK, you know, like their leverage was like 1 to 30. And then I was like, okay, so does this mean I can't risk a lot of my account? Which obviously it did mean that. And then obviously as I got more knowledgeable, I knew that obviously some brokers, you know, offshore had higher leverage, you know, and you could risk more with them.
Yeah. Yeah, the first broker I had, I think was, I don't know if you know this broker, was XTB. In Spanish is XTB. I think they are in Spain. Okay, the broker is not Spanish, but they are in Spain. But with the spread, maybe on GJ, you have like 8 pips of spread, 9 pips. It's fucking crazy. It's impossible to trade. It's impossible.
Okay, you can check left in 4-hour time frame. This zone is strong demand. I think there is a high probability it will go a strong long. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to break above 144,500 before we talk about buys, because right now it's really messy. Fully agree. How many broker have a platform like TradingView? One I know is BD Swiss. Others I don't know. Can you tell me this, please? I mean, look, most brokers are gonna have their own platform, right? BD Swiss have one. I know Vantage do have one. I don't know about Blackpool Markets, but most brokers will have a trading platform. But I mean, you can trade off your MT5 or MT4 as well. You know, you don't necessarily need to use their own platform. So, but yeah, I think you need to look at whatever broker you're. You know, I don't think a trading platform for a broker is going to be the priority for what broker you sign up with. You know, what's the priority for a broker is going to be their leverage, what's going to be their withdrawals policy, you know, these type of things. It's all about your money is the most important thing when it comes to a broker. Can you trust that broker? Do they have good reviews? Like, the last thing I would be worried about is their platform, because they could have the best platform, but they could be bad with withdrawals. They could be, you want to make sure you do your research. Good morning. What time did this stream start, guys? We started a little bit late today, like 7:45, 7:50. Oh, I missed one, sorry. Which broker are you using? I'm currently with Vantage FX. If you're looking for a trusted broker, I have 2 in the description on the live stream. So yeah, if you want to check those out.
Yeah, Vantage, it's really nice broker.
Yeah, it's good broker.
Yeah.
Thanks for the answer. For my PC, somehow I can't download TradingView, but I will keep on trying. Any advice? I don't download TradingView. I just have it on the internet. Like, literally, you just go on the internet, you type in TradingView, and it's gonna come up. And you just go on there, and that's it. Like, you just create an account, and then
I think that's the only way, right?
Yeah. I've never downloaded it as an app or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they have it as an app.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I didn't think so, but I'm not Spanish, I'm Portuguese. Oh, nice.
Portuguese. I was working with one Portuguese in Ireland. I was kitchen porter, and I was working with him. It's the people. They think that Portuguese and Spanish are the same.
Yeah.
And because all the English, you told the same language, and
it's different language.
Yeah, we can understand few words, but
just because we are on the same land as well, so some people might.
But to make a fluid conversation, it's impossible.
Yeah. No, yeah. I always knew there were 2 different languages, but I knew that there was like some words are similar, but
like Italian and Spanish.
Yeah. Brazil, they speak Portuguese, don't they?
Yeah.
And then obviously their neighbor Colombia, they speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Little bit different Spanish, but it's still Spanish.
Yeah. It's like us and Australia. We're not.
Yeah.
It's English, but they have their own spin on things.
Yeah. Because I was.
Go on.
Yeah. No. Go you.
Oh no, I'm just gonna read some comments out, but just say what you're saying, and then I'll do it after.
No. I was saying that I was living with people from South America, and it's you at the beginning. It's crazy because you think that you think when you see a Latin person, people, you think that the Spanish is the same, but at the beginning it's hard to understand.
Yeah.
A fluid conversation.
Yeah. I understand. I was talking about your NTD. Oh, your NTD. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, we are at a strong level. So, I mean, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. We spoke about the conditions for price to continue down because we know that it was above this area. So, for price to continue down and for this not to be a liquidity grab to continue higher, which I think you're correct, you have to take a look at the smaller time frames. Now, as we dive into those smaller time frames, if it doesn't crash here, let's remove this. See if it's gonna.
Sorry, Harrison. Mauri from my team. I want to say bye.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. See you, mate. Thanks
See
for
you,
coming.
man.
Thank you very much for everything.
No problem. Hasta luego.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Had to drop some Spanish in. Yeah, have a good day. Have a good weekend. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much. Bye.
No problem. Bye. So yeah, so as we look at your NZD, right, what we could see is that yes, this area is a strong level because we knew that this is the 4 hour support. So when we saw prices breaking down, this is what I was saying, we need candles to be printing and respecting this area, so closing bearish and closing below. So when this candle closed like a weak bearish, it made it very difficult for next one to continue down. So you needed the next one to close bearish, right, before you anticipate any further downside. But since we're closing back above this range, if we now look on the smaller time frames, you could say, okay, well, once we start to break above this resistance right over here, then the 4 hour will start to flip, and then we could come up, fill this wick, and then continue on based on the 4 hour time frame. That's something that could happen. But yeah, I mean, I think good buys on Euro NZD are going to be above this resistance, and then yeah, we should come up to retest this high. It's like 20-30 pips away. I think that will be a good move there.
Yeah, I want to say something about gold.
Yep.
Yeah, the sales that I just say like paper trade, and after I say that if someone take that sales, it's a good idea to secure profits, because now you see we are because I was saying that we don't, because it's a NFP, so we don't know if we can get all the move down or just a little bit.
Yeah.
So was a good idea to take profits, put the stop loss at break even, and just relax, chill, and that's it. It's Friday.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think with gold is so important to secure profits or get your stops at break even. As soon as you're comfortable with where price. If you're in profits in gold, because if from where you called the sell entry, price moved 30 pips, but it doesn't even look like a lot, but that's a lot. So once this candle closed and you're already up like 15, 18 pips, it would have been a good chance to maybe say, you know what, I can make this risk free. So now if we do continue down, I'm getting paid, but if we hit stop loss, then it is what it is.
Yeah. 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had a little stop loss, so we can get partials earlier.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Which broker offers a good leverage, bro? I'd say, well, to be fair, the two recommended brokers that I have like an affiliate with, they both have the same leverage. So they're both 1 to 500, but you have the option of doing like 1 to 400, even though there's not much difference, but yeah, just slightly lower. But yeah, it's pretty good leverage. I think you don't need anything more than 1 to 500. I think 1 to 500 is perfect enough if you're looking to trade, because although leverage is when we're risking, leverage is what allows you to over risk. So when you with a broker with low leverage, it's not going to allow you to over risk. You're not physically allowed. It's going to say you don't have the margin. Whereas a higher leverage account, the reason why they're high leverage is, to be completely honest, is because they know if they allow people to have higher leverage, you're more likely to blow that account, very quickly. or quicker. You're more likely to blow the account quicker. So if you're likely to blow the account quicker, depends on the broker. But I mean, if you've done your research or you know about brokers, there's different types of brokers. I mean, I could educate everybody on brokers here, but you know, we're on the live stream. But in terms of brokers, just okay, for basics, there's two types of main brokers. You know, you have your ECM brokers and you have your market maker brokers, right? So your market maker broker is when you take a trade, your broker is on the other end of that trade, right? So if you lose, they profit. You know, if you win, they lose. So for them, it makes sense for high leverage and for you to blow that account because you're betting against them. You know, you're betting against the broker. Whereas an ECM broker, which is, you know, Vantage, well, it depends on the account type, but ECN accounts, so raw ECN through Vantage or Blackball, what they do is you're basically how it works is basically when I take a buy, right, anybody else or other retail traders who take a buy, the orders are put together and they're sent to the liquidity provider, you know, and the liquidity provider is going to give the broker the best possible price for you at that particular time. Now we don't have a clue that it's doing that. All we know is we click buy, we see we entered into the trade, and you know, price either goes up or down. But the true, you know, things that are happening in the background is that basically, you know, your order is getting put into what's called a liquidity pool, which is where, you know, other traders or other people, you know, buying, let's say, the pound, are going to be their order is going to be processed, you know, with the liquidity provider. So, and how it works is if you lose that trade, somebody on the other end of that trade is going to be, you know, basically winning. So it's like an exchange of hands, you know. The market is an exchange of hands. It's buyers versus sellers. So if I'm going to buy and I lose, that means somebody who's in a sell is going to have profited. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm literally giving somebody my money every time I lose a trade. It's not quite like that, but it's all, you know, like in a pot, and then it's kind of like redistributed, if I was to like make it simple. Now, I'm not no broker expert, but this is from what the research that I've done. This is how I understand things, you know. But this is basically how it works with brokers. So if you want a good broker, I would say, you know, you need to go with an ECM broker, because, you know, market maker broker, people talk about stop hunts and stuff. It's hard, but you're more likely to get those type of dodgy things with a market maker, you know, because they profit when you lose. So yeah. Is there any broker you know whose leverage is not exceeding 1 to 100? Not exceeding. If you want lower than 1 to 100, then you need to go with a maybe like a UK regulated broker. So like FXCM, Oanda. These are gonna have lower leverage. This is gonna have maybe like 1 to 30, 1 to 50 sort of leverage. So I mean, but that's gonna benefit somebody who feels like they overtrade or they over risk, you know. That's gonna stop you from doing that. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of up to you. Guys, do not work with Starfinex. This broker is a big scammer. I did work with them before. They waited me 1 month, withdraw and then block, and I know they scam a lot of people. Nah, never heard of them. Never heard of them. But this is why it's really important to do your research on brokers before you put money in with a broker. I know you want to trade, but yeah, you need to do your research. Like I read through many reviews with Vantage and other brokers before I even considered which broker to go with, you know. So that's really important, doing your research as well.
Yeah.
If you got a friend that's with a broker, you know, there's one lesson in life that I've always learned, you know. You need to take responsibility for your own actions and own decisions. If your friend is with a broker and he says, oh yeah, it's a good broker, and you join with the broker and then something goes wrong, you can't blame your friend, because you should be the one to go and do your own research. You know, you should always question everything. You know, I don't care if I see 100 people saying, oh, this broker's the best. If I want to sign up to that broker, I'm doing my own private research before I put my money anywhere. You know, it's your money at the end of the day. You're giving somebody your money, right? So you need to make sure that you know exactly who you're giving it to, and is it going to be safe. So yeah, honestly, guys, I do encourage people to do their research with brokers.
Yeah,
It's such
these
a
days
big
is
thing.
these days are it's so easy to find so much information and
Oh, yeah.
do research. I mean,
Yeah.
there should be no problem for anyone. I mean, I
Exactly.
think just people doesn't want to spend those 5-10 minutes, you know, researching.
Yeah, that's what it is. It
Yeah.
is exactly that. Or you know, they get drawn in with like deposit now and you get this, you know, typical.
Yeah, get a bonus
typical
or
easy, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you know, you guys want to be this isn't to anybody, but anybody who wants to be a trader, you know, traders are critical thinkers. You know, you can't be getting scammed by a broker if you think you're going to be successful in the market. You know, you need to have a bit more intuition than that. You know, but you know, the past is the past. If you've been scammed by a broker in the past, you know, just move on. You know, but learn your lesson. Okay, if you make a mistake, you know, you always want to. It's like when I make a mistake in trading, I always want to see how I could have taken the winning trade. If you make a mistake in life, if you make a mistake in those situations, see how you couldn't have made that mistake, or see how you're not going to make that same mistake ever again. You know, you have to always treat things as a lesson. How can you tell when your broker is trading against you? Well, they should tell you if they're a market maker broker or an ECM broker. So again, you need to just do your research, and they'll tell you. And also about the account type. You know, the account type is very specific. If you're going for an ECN account, then you're not going against the broker. Okay, so do your research, honestly. You know, things like brokers, right? I had to go and spend hours learning about brokers, you know. Like, I wanted to do that because I knew, you know, if I want to succeed in this industry, you can't just have a standard or very faint knowledge of really important things. If you want to trade full time, you want to be profitable, and you can't understand how brokers work, then, you know, that's really important. It's really important to understand that. So, I mean, yeah, we've had a little education lesson here today, but I mean, I think everybody, you know, you need to be doing your research. It's like when you apply to a job, you know, and you want to see what the role is, and it's like a technician or something, and you look into that job. You'll spend time looking through the job because you want to know what you've got to do as that role. So why wouldn't you spend the time as a trader knowing that as a role of a trader, you need to know about brokers, how they work, who you're betting against. You know, you want to trade the market and you don't even know who you're going up against. You know, come on. You know, we need to be, as a community, doing better than that. But there we go. XTB is a good 1 to 30. I haven't heard of XTB, but I mean, if you're looking for a good broker with low leverage, you know, just type in, you know, top rated brokers 2020, 2021. There's going to be a list. You know, you can go on each one, read their reviews, and make comparisons. That's how you go about things. You know, never be stuck to one thing. But there we go.
Yeah. XTB, it's shit.
Is it?
Yeah, I was in that broker, and for our trading, like scalp intraday trading, it's shit because you paying a lot of commissions for before it was like this. The commissions were to deposit money and get your money was a high commission. The spreads was high, like 9 pips, 8 pips on GJ was fucking crazy. And
so they were charging you also commission to take your money out as well.
Yeah. So I don't know why they are so famous in Spain, and I guess in the whole world. I don't know why they are very famous, but for me it's a very bad broker from my experience.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, there you go. That's an answer to that question. So avoid XTB then. Do you prefer a high leverage broker? I prefer, yeah, slightly higher leverage. I mean, not like, it's not about necessarily do I prefer the leverage. It's just with UK regulated brokers, you can only get maximum of 1 to 30. So that means you can't even risk like 1% of your account. You know, that's going to be over risking. So in terms of that, having the higher leverage allows me to, you know, risk what I want, be in control with whatever. But I'm a person that can stop over risking. You know, I don't necessarily, I'm not one of those people that will over risk. Whereas for some people, having that option is almost like giving a murderer a knife. You know, they're just gonna go and do what they're gonna do. You know, you give a gambling person a high leverage account, you know, it's just a matter of time till it's blown. You know, so it depends on you, it depends on your personality. But I mean, yeah, most people are gonna go with a higher leverage. You know, most people are gonna go with a higher leverage.
The thing with XTB as well, which makes it easier for everyone, I mean, is bad on the community as well. You know, is one of the brokers that Mourinho does advertisement for. So you see it on the TV, you see it on, you know, everywhere. You don't need to do any research. Oh, Mourinho is advertising this broker, then it must be good, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
They do a lot of marketing.
They spend a lot of money on marketing,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's how you get people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, Harrison, it's very. You have to listen to him because was all that he said was true. You have to make your search on Google and look to get all the information and know where are you putting your money, why you are putting your money in this broker. So you have to understand all the things.
Yeah, I mean, if you was to ask any person in here, right, would they give their money to a stranger, right? They're gonna say no, right? But what's the difference? Just because they have a company name, you don't know who they are. You don't know, anything about them, you know. So you're handing a complete stranger in another country your money. You need to be doing your research, you know. It's so important. But yeah, no, 100%. Thanks for the answers, bro. Learning a lot. Awesome. If you learned something today, then drop a like on the stream. Really appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, you know, obviously I enjoy educating people. I enjoy giving people that, you know, some things that they may not know. But in truth, you know, these are things that we need to be encouraging others to do for themselves. You know, as much as I love telling you guys, you know, all my knowledge and being like, yeah, this is that, but at the same time, I truly care more in the sense that, you know, we're trying to build a team of winners. We're trying to build, you know, a community of winning, profitable traders. And to be that, you have to have a certain mindset. You have to have a certain outlook on life. And my outlook on life is, if I don't know something, I will go and spend my time going to find out. I don't need to ask anybody. I don't need to go and say, what's this, what's that. I go and look for myself. I'm a individual, you know. I want to learn for myself, and I do encourage everybody to have that same outlook. You know, if you don't know something, go and find out. If you're still stuck, then ask for help. But like, it's just so many people, and this is directed at anybody, this is just general. So many people, you know, they automatically, when they don't know something, they just go to somebody who does, and they're like, what is this? And that's fine. I you know, if you're stuck and you don't know something, that's fine. But I would say, as traders, it's important to spend the time as a sole individual to go and do that research. You know, go and teach yourself. You know, because at the end of the day, look, we're born alone, we die alone. You know, not everybody's going to be there to help you your entire life. You have to learn self-sufficiency, you know, and self-responsibility. But yeah,
that's
what I'm going to say.
100%.
Please, can you text the names of the brokers, bro? Kingship. If you go in the description, if you go in the description of this live stream, there's going to be 2 brokers under the subheading trusted brokers. There's 2 links there. It's going to take you directly to their website, and you can check those 2 brokers out. They're 2 brokers that I've used myself, that I trust. That's why I recommend. I don't recommend brokers that I haven't used. I'm never going to say, yeah, try this broker, try that. I never do that unless I know them personally or I know what they're about and I've used them. I won't recommend them. So Blackball, I know them very well. They're a great broker. They provide so much content as well for what they do. So I think they're a great broker. Same with Vantage as well. Really good broker. I've been with Vantage now for over a year, and Vantage have been pretty good. I mean, I can't fault them in any way. In terms of support, you get 24-hour support. You get a login portal with all your accounts information, like deposit, withdrawal. Yeah, it's super easy. So I would recommend both them brokers. You get a slightly better deal as well if you go through the affiliate link, but you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want, but that's just an option there.
Yeah,
There's plenty of good brokers.
Yeah, it's a great way to support the person, the people that it's giving you a very great value for free. So if they can do something like give a like, if they want the magic keys, take the code, all these things, it's for free. And if you help them, it's good to give to people what they give to you, good things.
Giving back. That's it.
I don't know the name. It's like respect, something like this.
Yeah. I know what you're trying to say. But yeah, I mean, exactly, I provide, and I know you provide, discount codes and stuff, and they're there for everybody to use and have, and we all just help each other, level up in this life.
Yeah. Because really, a few years ago, like 4 years ago, when we started, anybody was doing this, Anybody, you have to find your, like you say, your information by yourself. Anybody was doing live streams, and all the people that was giving information, you have to pay him, and it wasn't cheaper, The first course, the trading course I bought, was 1,000 euros, and now I know that was bullshit, But 4 years ago, all the people was saying that, if you want to know how I trade, you have to pay me.
Yeah.
And now the people have the possibility to first see what this person is doing, how he's doing, and then if you want to pay and you want to learn with this person, you can do it. But now trading community, it's so much better.
100%.
So the new generations are luckiest than us with the beginnings.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like for me, right? I don't if anybody has any questions, I never say, oh well, you're not a private member, so you don't get the answer, or I'm not gonna tell you because I don't give that sort of value out for free. I'm very transparent with all my information, with everything I do. I'm always even on the live streams, most of this, it's free. The live streams are free. You get live trading. You get, how to break down charts on a daily basis. You get risk management done live. There's no catch. There's no, this is all done live. Then you go back, you go on my Instagram, you see the proof in the pudding that where the trade was taken and the profits, the loss. I'm completely transparent. So when you're transparent, that's when people are more inclined to be like, well, this guy, he's never shone away from a question. He always answers my questions. He's transparent with what he does. It builds a trust. you know, at the end of the day. And anybody that wants to say, you know, you haven't purchased the course, so I'm not gonna talk to you about that. I'm not gonna want to buy from them now, you know. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's very true.
Yeah. All now the new generations are like one is saying in YouTube, blessed.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like Euro NZD trying to continue moving up over here. GJ is ranging, but
Yeah, still
it
ranging.
looks like it's trying to break up, but it is just kind of ranging.
No volume at all.
In 30 minutes, in the time frame of 30 minutes, is breaking the high of the British small candle.
Mm.
So maybe it's I guess, and I want to say that it's a very risky impulse entry
Mm.
because it's a range, but the possibility is there. But
Yeah.
I don't trade this type of trades.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we look at GJ now, I'd say one of the good. Oh, sorry, my mic was far away. One of the good things about GJ now is that we have created support on the 4-hour. We've created support on the 4-hour. So if we've created support on the 4-hour, that suggests then that we should have the next 4-hour candle should also go bullish, right?
Yeah,
but at the
to
same
me.
time, we're rejecting this area on the smaller time frames. So what we'd probably want to see is as this current 4-hour candle is moving up, if it's going to come up and fill these wicks, we want to be careful because, you know, then necessarily, you know, the 4 hours got no bottom wick. But if we do start to break these highs over here, then you could anticipate that this current 4-hour, since the previous one created support, is now going to continue moving up and make the move. So for that to happen, let's take a look on the smaller time frames. And let's do like a little bit more investigating here. So if we look on the 1 hour, if we just hide this for a sec. So 1 hour has a resistance over here, right? And this 1 hour candle, it came up above this area, but it closed below. And this 1 hour candle in the first 5 minutes, has broken the high. Now, the problem we have here is since it's done it in the first 5 minutes, that would then suggest then that this 1 hour candle shouldn't come back to make a bottom wick. Because if it's moved up to break the high of the previous 1 hour in the first 5 minutes, that's suggesting this candle has a lot of volume. You know, this 1 hour candle has a lot of volume. So it should not come down to break its own low. So let's keep that idea in the back of our mind. The 1 hour should not come down to break its own low. Then if we look at the 30-minute time frame, we're now coming back to this resistance, right? We're coming back to this resistance, and now we're breaking the highs over here. Now, at the same time, we looked on the 15-minute, and we were like, okay, we kind of rejected this area before. So what we may want to see, right, is as this candle's coming up, if it can close at the 144,500 level, and the next one wicks down and breaks the high of that 15-minute, then you're anticipating the 30 to continue. The 1 hour also just to continue running. You know, if the 1 hour candle then is going to break the highs over here at this area, then it has no reason to come all the way back to this low of its own candle. Right? So yeah, we just kind of have to wait and see here. But I think the only way I would look for buys is this once we're breaking above 144,500. Because as we look on the 30-minute, like, yeah, I mean, if we get a close above 144,450, that could work. But then you'd want to look on the smaller time frames and then see, okay, well, what's going on the smaller time frames. But yeah, we kind of rejected this 144,500 level. So that's going to be the area that we need to break, you know. So since we're creating support, right? So if you say, okay, we tapped into this zone, we retraced, we created support over here, we failed to break down, we're creating some more support right over here. So now if we get a break of this area, we may want to see like a support somewhere over here, you know, and then we can continue moving up. So there's a few options, but we're just kind of waiting.
Yeah,
We need a break above 144,500 for any buys, because in this range we could reject here again. It just becomes way too difficult. So yeah, just kind of chilling here. We'll probably hang around for another like 20 minutes or so. Another 20 minutes or so. Euro NZD did the exact thing we talk about. Should retest and continue moving up. Euro NZD, yeah, I think Euro NZD should continue bullish. I think it's probably the best opportunity on Euro NZD is going to be if it can create a support. Because if it can create a support, let's say like it reacts to this minor area, we kind of retrace, and we create support right over here, then we could anticipate that we would continue up to this area, this resistance with volume, you know. But yeah, we're not really sure if it's going to pull back or not. But I mean, we spoke about the sells. Obviously, the sells didn't play out, and the reason why was, although we got the candle closed below, you know, we wanted to see the next one respect it, and the next one, it closed like a weak bearish. And when a candle closed like a weak bearish, that's when I'm like, okay, probably not gonna want to sell now at this point, because the candle closed weak bearish. Plus, you know, as we discussed at the time, we watched the formation of the candle, and watching the formation of the candle is very important. And you can see how it broke the low in the first minute. You know, when the candle breaks the low in the first minute, there's a probability that it's gonna flip to make the top wick, which it did, and that's why we kind of like retrace. So what I wanted to see for sells as an impulse entry is what we spoke about, was this candle to wick up first, and then as it's coming down and breaking the low of the previous candle, now you're expecting it to continue down. That's what you would then execute your sells with volume. But since it closed weak, it indicated why we now are heading back up. And then the 4-hour flipped. Now we're coming above this area which we spoke about. So yeah, this has been nice buys actually. You know, you could have had buys on Euro NZD, right, on the close of this 15-minute candle with your stop below. And then yeah, look at that, 11, 12 pips already, and then TP like 22, 23 pips away. So yeah, nice, easy.
Yeah, did exactly what was we talking about, the waiting for retest. And
that's it.
Yeah, it's why we have to wait always.
Isn't the high the top wick? Well, it depends, like, because okay, let's say the high of this candle is, yeah, the top wick. That's the top wick. This is also a high. This is also a high of that candle. This is a high of that candle. This is a high of that candle. This is a high of that candle. It's the same thing. So we're just talking about this candle shouldn't make a bottom wick if we're going to continue moving up, because it had no top wick.
Yeah, GJ is in shit this London session.
Yeah.
Could you check quickly Euro GPY and do a quick analysis, Harrison, if that's okay?
Yeah, sure.
Because I was thinking to get into the buys when we close.
Okay, yeah. Let me do some fresh analysis then.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay, let's take a look at the weekly. Start off with the weekly. So previous weekly candle closed bullish. It closed at this area. Now this current weekly candle is moving bearish. So I doubt we're gonna, you know, flip the whole thing on a Friday. But I mean, we could retrace like a weak candle up at this area, since we seem to have heavy bullish momentum the 2 previous weeks. Taking a look on the daily. Looking on the daily, I mean, since we had this move down and we had this previous support here, it seems as though like we're trying to create like support back above this area on the daily time frame. And I think if the daily can break the high of the previous daily candle, I mean, we could have volume, you know, during like the MY session to maybe come up and fill this wick around 126,800, which is around like 35 pips away. Looking on the 4 hour. Yeah, so we came back to this zone, this resistance, and we created a support. And now we're moving up. Now, the issue we have for buys right now is we are approaching a resistance on the 4 hour, which is around another like 4 pips away. So once we break above this resistance on the 4 hour, we have a nice clean move at that point from 126,460 coming up to 126,800, which is that wick that we spoke about on the daily. So we would, yeah, you'd probably want this resistance to break on the 4 hour, and then you have this nice clean moving up. Looking on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so 1 hour, if we remove everything again, 1 hour is closing above this area here, which is a strong zone that we had to the left. But at the same time, we're approaching this rejection zone, of this big rejection zone. So I would say good buys for EJ are going to be above 126,480. Or what I would say, as we look on the smaller time frames, like the 30-minute time frame, if EJ can pull back to this 126,380 and create a support right over here, that's also going to be a really good opportunity for price to continue moving up to maybe like 126,480 and then further on at that point. But looking on the 30-minute, so yeah, once we break above 126,480, or even let's go with 126,500 from a 30-minute perspective. So actually, let's measure this range now. It's got like 9 pips. I think if the next candle can do like a retest, you know, if the next candle wicks down, you know, you could enter in on the retest, because then you have like a, what's the range going to be? The range would be like a 12, 13 pip range, and then stop is probably going to be like 6, 7 pips. So it's like a 2-to-1 risk reward, which is pretty good, because this 30-minute candle, you would want this low to be respected since it's breaking above this area. But if you want safer buys are going to be above 126,500, because then you have a clean range, I think, to at least 126, let's say 700 or 690, which is around 18, 19 pips away. So I think that's going to be a good target for EJ buys right over there.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I think you'd probably want to see maybe like a support formed, because price has been moving up around like 20 pips. Yeah, probably not a lot, but you probably see some point a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, probably see a little bit of a pullback at some point. So yeah, safer buys are going to be above this area as well. The reason why is because if you look at the structure, the market structure is bearish. So only now are we pushing up. So we could hit this level, you know, pull back, create support, and then have that nice longer term bullish structure. But yeah, I don't want to focus too much on like trend lines and stuff, but you can kind of see the structure. But sometimes just putting a line there makes it more easier to visualize and see. Yeah, it looks like your NZD is still moving up. I think it should reach this high over here, this resistance. GJ still, well, so we're coming up to this resistance over here. So the 15-minute candle, it closed at this area, but it closed with barely a wick to the top. So once again, just difficult.
Yeah.
GU. It's kind of like same with GU. Like we moved bullish on GU, we rejected this area, and now we're retracing. So this would be the area that you would need support to form for GU to continue moving up. So you got like a weak candle on the 15-minute time frame. So if GU is gonna correct this move up, then it will break this low on the 15-minute and continue down and correct this move if we're going to correct it. But it needs to break the low on the 15-minute. to continue down. But if we can create some support, then you'd be looking at, okay, potentially we could come up to break above this area and then continue on at that point. Looks like GJ's trying to break above these highs over here. Alright, let's change that song because that does not. That sounds like bloody we're playing Mario Kart or some shit. Thank you very much for answering my question. No problem. HFX, I noticed you place your support and resistance on the top and bottom of the candle body and not really the wick. It varies because like sometimes, like say today's example, I have it at these wicks, these wick rejection area. That's because as I look on the smaller time frames, I can see how we rejected this price level, and it's a strong price level. Looking on the 30-minute, we can see how the close was over here. So if I was to look at resistance based on a close, I would say, okay, well, we have a resistance right over here. But on the smaller time frames, we have the information that this area has been rejected, and we're at this area right now. So yeah, just kind of like waiting, but there's not much confirmation for price to continue bullish right now, but it is continuing up.
I'm looking in GJ. 1 second. When in 30 minutes when we broke this high, I'm looking at all these days that it's a great opportunity, because if we look at the structure, the market structure is making higher lows on a bullish trend, and higher highs. So for me, the market is telling that after this support, we create a low bearish candle with low volume, a small bearish candle. So if we respect the low and we break this high, should continue up, breaking all these wicks. Okay. I'm looking at this type of setups, all these wicks, and I'm not taking these trades yet, but it's looking very, very nice, this setup. But have to be all on the same way, the structure market, bullish trend, and all this stuff.
Yeah, it looks like it's pumping up over here. Yeah, the buys are very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah, see, if this 15-minute, because this is what I said, right? If we get a candle closing at this area and the next one breaks the high, but the difference here was this candle had barely a wick to the top, and if it did have a bit of a wick, then I would say, okay, if we're making higher highs, then it would make sense on the break of the high. But this particular candle, put me off. Plus it's a Friday, so you need to be taking better confirmation. But yeah, we spoke about this 1 hour candle. If it's going to continue up, since it's breaking the high of the previous 1 hour candle, it should not come back to break its own low, and I don't think it will at this point. This candle is a 21 pip.
Yeah, my target is in 144.62 is my next level.
Nearly there.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this setup all the time, because I saw so many times playing good. Yeah. So it's a nice setup for me. But it's risky, it's impulsive, so it's very risky. You need a very, very risky management of the risk on that type of trades.
Yes. Agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we
go on. Yeah, usually I use like 2% of my risk. And in this type of trades, I reduce my risk to 0.5%, like 1%, 0.5%, something like this, because it's so much risky.
Yeah, 100% agree. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, because I think the only confirmation that we had for buys was pretty much once we started to break these highs over here, you know, or like a buy stop above this area.
Yeah.
But yeah, again,
But
like it's a Friday,
yeah,
it's pretty risky. Where would your stop loss have been?
yeah, and you don't really know that it's going to break. So
No.
you expect that it's going to break, but you really don't have the confirmation.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's just study the things, see the things happen again and again and again and again.
That's it,
And
man.
after this, you can make your conclusions on the.
I think as well, looking back, obviously we spoke about the 4 hour creating support, right? So I mean, if you based the trade off the 4 hour, you could have taken a buy on the 4 hour close and then put your stop loss below the previous 4 hour, because now you're expecting, okay, we're going to respect this low and continue moving up, and then you basically would have just rid this whole candle at that point. It's like a 21, 22 pip candle. So I mean, yeah, we spoke about the 4 hour creating support, that since the 4 hours created support, it paves way for the next one to also continue moving up, and it's just literally just done that. Hi, hello. Do you trade the 5 min because the trade was confirmed when the 5 minute closed above the range? Do you agree? I mean, yes and no. I'd say one, I don't trade the 5 minute, but I would say that if you're speculating that because the 5 minute candle closed above, I mean, it's pretty difficult. I think if you're going to use the 5 minute as confluence, then your buys would be somewhere over here, because if you look, although that 5 minute candle closed above, that's a very weak confirmation to say that price is going to continue in that direction. If you was to back test that every time you have a 5 minute candle closing above, you're probably going to lose a lot of your trades, right? So although in this particular instance, you know, it did do that, you know, you have to think about the long term. But the confirmations from the 5 minute is based off the 30 minute, etc. You know, like what we were just talking about, we could see the structure was bullish. We could see that, you know, price was making higher highs, higher lows, etc. But over here, you see the structure on the 5 minute, how we was creating resistance, or even one better, we can just identify consolidation, areas of consolidation. So we had consolidation, a bit of a move up. We had consolidation, a bit of a move up again. Then we had more consolidation, and then this 5 minute candle started to break up. 5 minute candle started to move bullish. So here was your first indication that we would continue with the bullish trend. And here you can see the structure on the 5 minute, how it was creating these consolidation areas, but higher consolidation. So you have consolidation, move up, consolidation, move up. So you're looking for that structure on the 5 minute. So the buys on the 5 minute would have been once basically we started breaking above this area, because then you would anticipate this resistance to break, and then you're not worried about you know, if we start to reject and then you're waiting over here, because you're catching that initial push, securing positions, you know, taking your profits, and then whatever happens from there, if it continues, is, you know, runners and etc. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say the 5 minute was the confirmation, but yeah, the 5 minute candle did close above, but naturally they would if, you know, candles are breaking above, you know, that's just how it kind of works. But in terms of, you know, probabilities and confirmations, yeah, it's just tough because they are what's the word, it's a weaker time frame confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
more about structure.
Yeah, I don't really use 5 minutes because it's can give you a fake out so easy. So it's hard.
This is just like Raja. Yep. We know Raja.
Yeah. Raja is our father.
Yeah. It's like if trading was a religion, like Raja would be like a Jesus, you know. He'd be a prophet, he'd be the prophet sent down to guide the masses. I openly admit that.
Yeah. You know, my what's the name? ¿Cómo se dice fondo de pantalla, Sergio?
The one that you have at the moment. Your background screen.
Oh, what?
Yeah. On my background on the computer on the screen. No, mine was at the beginning was a picture of Raja saying don't overtrade, don't over risk. You know, with Photoshop, I did that. Was like, you know, like what you were saying, like Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. So I was all the time when I switch on my computer, I was watching Raja. So help me a lot in my beginnings to don't do shit things.
Oh yeah.
Like overtrade, over risk.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And at the same time, it's funny. So.
Yeah. He was in England. I think I can't remember when this was. A few months ago. But I ended up meeting up with him in down in West London. We went to a shisha bar. So I actually got to meet Mr. Roger Banks. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Yeah. Oh. And he's very high, very taller, no?
Oh yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be like quite small, to be honest, but no, he's a fairly tall guy. Oh yeah, he towered over me, and I'm fairly tall actually. But yeah.
Crazy.
Cool. Thanks for the analysis. Yeah, I did close the trade. The entry was poor on my part, but it was nice to see you had an idea for a better entry. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. I mean, the thing about the 5 minute is just you're gonna get so frustrated with how the 5 minute works. Trust me, like 5 minute should only be used for more experienced traders. You know, even me, right? I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I use a 5 minute, I'm that great. I'm not even good enough to use the 5 minute. I'm not. I openly admit that. You know, that's why I stick to the higher time frame confirmations. You know, that's really important for you to do that. You know, until you get comfortable seeing how the 5 minute works with these moves, and then you can go from there. But that takes a lot of time. You know, Raja Christ Banks, yeah. If Raja was Jesus, then what is Uncle Ted? I don't know. What could he be? He's probably like
the father, the Godfather.
Maybe like Joseph. I don't know, the one who brought Jesus up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that. Not quite the Son of God, but he still nurtured Jesus. So that's he played an important role. So
yeah, Salim is saying the church.
The church, yeah. Represents the church. He's like what do you call it? The Archbishop or whatever. You know, like the highest in the church. What's the guy in the Pope? He's the Pope.
San Francisco.
You guys streamed today because Roger went to vacation? No. This is for the London session. We're here every morning. We don't overlap with his streams. Yeah, we do the London session. It was actually Roger that said that I should start live streaming. Well, I said to him, you know, I always wanted to do it, but I didn't think. And he was like, man, you'd love it. You know, this if you enjoy breaking things down, teaching, then.
That's when you met him.
Yeah, so we spoke about it when I met him, and I was just saying it's something I want to do, but you know, I didn't know whether it would be, you know, like the right thing to do, like, and obviously I said to him, like, you know, at the end of the day, there's a lot of other streams, and it'd be quite difficult. And he was like, but you know, if people like what you do, they're gonna gravitate toward you. You know, if they like somebody else, they're gonna gravitate to them. And then it kind of made me think, you know what, it's probably going to be worth it. And he was just like, you know, yeah, it's good. So I went with, and then Paul as well was like, you know, you should do it. Like
That's
you,
nice.
you naturally like talk very well, and you know you're good with explanations. Like you'd make a great live streamer, and I think I just heeded their advice and went for it. So Uncle Ted is Zeus. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Anyone know Kerwin? I've never spoke to him, but I know. Yeah, I know of him. I know who he is. Yeah, he's a good trader, but I've never actually spoke to him personally. You've seen the Pope liking models pics? No, I have not heard about that. That is funny. Hey, Pope's got to get some action as well, you know. I know he's a man of God and everything, but you only live once, and they're one of those. They're probably virgins or whatever for their whole lives. So he must be. He's probably struggling with that one. You're doing great, bro. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like, look, you always get your people that hate on you. You know, you're always gonna get those people. But I'm a bit different. You know, I'm not one to really care what people think. Plus, anybody got anything to say, I'm not one of those that just ignore them. I always challenge them, and always belittle them, because I'm like, okay, you want to take your time to message me or say something and try and criticize me. How about we discuss your situation? You know, show to me that you have a leg to stand on, that you're so great that you can come to me and criticize what I'm doing. And most of the time I just get aired, because they can't really say anything. It's like some guy the other day, right? Because obviously we had a couple of losses last week, you know, it's been tough, whatever, right? He goes to me, oh, you should be focusing on not losing instead of trying to promote yourself or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, mate. I said, okay, sorry. Have you got a track record that you can send me? You know, have you got something that you can prove for you to criticize what I'm doing? I said, instead of messaging me, I think you should be focusing on you. So I said, if you can show that, then hands down to you, I'll accept that. But yeah, I got aired, as you can see, and I don't know if that track record's there or not, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I always invite that type of person to my streams, and they never come. Never.
Oh yeah, I know.
I always say, okay, if you can prove what are you saying, just come to my stream, show us how you do, and that's it, and we can learn. Nobody come, man.
Yeah, that's a nice way to call them off.
It's easy for the people to talk bullshit about others and you know, make others to look smaller. But if you, I take that type of people like nice. I don't focus on that, but I always say, just come, show us how you do, and we can learn. But nobody, always I get blocked from them, and that's it.
Yeah. See, the thing is like what it really means, right? This is what you gotta understand about people who hate or people who criticize you or want to message you, take their time to message you, to criticize you. You have to understand that basically there's something within themselves that they hate, or there's actually that they're indirectly criticizing themselves. And the reason why is because they're taking the fact that their lives isn't getting better, they're taking the fact that they're not getting anywhere with what they're doing out on you. And the reason why is because they're so frustrated because they haven't got the capacity to work out that they're their own responsibility. They haven't got the intelligence to work out that they could make something of themselves. So therefore they have to some way let that frustration out, and they do that by seeing other people doing things wrong or whatever, and they try and criticize that. And the truth is, it's because they're not where they want to be in their lives, and they haven't done what's needed to do that. So that's what they do, and that's it. And actually, I'm not going to say I pity them or anything like that, but I mean, you know, a world where everybody just focused on themselves, you know, practice self-accountability and practice self-responsibility, you know, the world would be a better place. You know, too many people focus on what other people are doing, whereas if we all just focused on what we do as individuals and our own decisions, everybody would make better decisions. Everyone would be better. But too many people focus on other people's situations, and you know, they don't understand that I know that. You know, the minute they open their mouth and criticize, I immediately know, oh well, you know what, he's probably had a bad week on the charts. So yeah, I'll let him off. You know, he's probably blown his 4th account now, so I'm not gonna you know, take him down a notch. But still, you know, it is, yeah, it's just, it is how it is. You know, people are gonna be people, but
Yeah.
we have to focus on what we're doing. And you know, no matter what anybody says, I know that we got 97 people here watching today. So 97 people have taken their time to listen to what I and people in here have to say, you know. So yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Good numbers here today.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Nearly hit 100.
I wish I had that numbers on my stream.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry, man. This isn't a usual.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we've had 100 before, but it's it fluctuates a lot. Like
I think, yeah, everyone came because of you, Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They heard he was on the stream. They're like, man, I got to get down there now.
Yeah.
Let's see who is that Spanish gangster.
Harrison, is your Zoom open to those in the Raja mentorship? No, I'm afraid not. Just private members, I'm afraid. You're a cool dude. Thank you. Damn, the music in the back with this speech can feel a tear coming. Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to do it like that. Just, you know, some people need to hear it.
Yeah.
Some people need to hear that, because honestly, like, even if you feel like criticizing what somebody's doing, you know, just let them be. You know, like, let them be. Like, there's plenty of people that I've seen and thought, oh well, you know, that's a bit. But I'm not gonna take my time and go and message them or say anything. Why? Because I don't care. I'm focused on me. You know, I shouldn't have the time to be talking about what other people are doing. You know, I should only have the time to be, you know, focusing on what I'm doing. So but that's it. Oh, we got 99. Can we hit 100? Can we hit 100 people on the stream here? That would be awesome. What's your stream? What's your stream, man? So Christian, he does a stream. It's on. So you're through YouTube, right?
Yeah. My stream is, the name of my YouTube channel. It's Lil Gecko. You can find.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. If you send it to me, I'm gonna put it on my. I'll put it on my Instagram for you after the stream, and then if anybody wants to find.
Yeah. Okay. Or they can. Yeah, they can go to my Instagram. I can put my Instagram on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Do that. There you go. Save the hassle.
That's my Instagram. So if you are English, maybe it's hard to you to understand us. But if you know Spanish or you want to learn Spanish, I think it's a good way to start talking about trading. So
100%.
yeah, I was improving my English watching English streams about trading. So it's a great way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, looks like GJ wants to continue moving up over here.
Yeah.
Are you going MY stream, or can you recommend a good stream while Raja is away? No, I'm not going over to the MY. We don't do the MY stream here, but who does the MY session? I think there's a woman in Raja's group called QWERTY Elf. I think she does it. Yeah, I think she does it when he's away.
But I think I don't know if she's doing in private Zoom or in live stream on YouTube?
No, I think she live streams on YouTube, but if you want
Okay.
to get in the Zoom, that's for people in Roger's group will have access to that.
Yeah, I think like Salim is saying, Sacha was doing as well Sunday, so he might take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah, the last time Sacha was doing the New York live stream on.
Yeah.
When Raja was out.
And I think everyone can join by Zoom for free.
I have. Sorry. Is buys for GJ still a go? I think it can continue moving up, but to be honest with you, for me, I want to see maybe like a support, something like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I'm not really taking a trade at this point, because the thing is you could have taken buys on this breakout, but then look, we had that same move up over here and just didn't play out. So for me, I'm just, to be honest with you, I'd rather just sit out today, come back next week, and have a fresh week, because next week should be better. You know, we've had a couple of dodgy weeks on London, so I'm hoping next week we should see some nice volume coming back.
Yeah, and we are on a resistance on GJ, so I think it's bad idea looking for buys now. Yeah, looking for a trade, because it's nearly 12 a.m. on Spain. It's 11 in England, so it's a low volume time, and it's coming the NFP, so yeah, it's Friday. Next week will be better for look for trades.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a stream here soon anyway. Yeah, we'll call it a stream here soon. I have Spanish friends who I can lure into trading one day. Yeah. So if you got any Spanish friends, you know, send them to Christian's way. He's gonna help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
go on.
No, we get funny moments on the stream, learning. So it's like here with Harrison, it's the same. So if you want, you can come. It's free. So just
that's it. It's free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 102 people.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice number, man.
New record.
Yeah,
New
but
record.
that's a proof of your consistency on the work, doing the great things, sharing great content with the people, giving free value. So
yeah, that's it. I mean, on a day to day, like, it fluctuates. Most days we probably have like maybe 50, 60. But to be completely honest, like, if we're being 100% real, that's because a lot of people that come on this stream and a lot of people that go onto other streams are there just to copy. So I know the ones who are here to learn, because they here, from the minute I turn the live stream on to the minute it's ended, they're here, they're learning, they're spending their time. When I see numbers fluctuate, I know those are the people that are jumping between other London session streams, because they're just trying to either copy, or they don't really have a particular person that they it's like, in terms of streams, I think, to be completely honest, whether it's not me or me, you need to go to somebody who you resonate the most with. If you're skipping between live streamers, something that I'm doing and something another trader's doing can be completely different. You're having conflict of ideas. Probably what they're doing is they're seeing, okay, if I'm in buys, if another London session streamer's in buys, if another London session streamer's in buys, then they should be in buys. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
They're just there to copy, but yeah.
I want to say a tip for the people. When I was learning with Raja on the YouTube or in the Zoom, I never copy his trades. Okay, I was just focusing on learn. If I did one trade, it's because I saw something that I like it. But just because Raja is doing a trade, I'm not going to do that trade if I don't like it. So just don't try to copy. Try to understand why he's doing what he's doing, and learn how to do it. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
100%.
I think it's better than just copying, getting money, and that's it. No, I think that's not the best way to use this information,
Yeah,
these streams.
exactly. It's like the saying, you know, you want to learn how to catch the fish, you know.
Yeah,
You wanna. It's that kind of concept.
yeah.
But yeah, let's read out a few more of the comments, and then I think we're gonna call it a day here today, on the live stream. But yeah, we're gonna do a little run through of everything. So yeah, so Capital Hungry. Yeah, I've heard of Capital Hungry. Good for you. She's not one today. Oh, she's not on today. Okay. Control FX does amazing NY streams. Yeah, I've heard of Control FX. I spoke about him with Raja actually. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but anyway. QWERTY, she's good. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Okay, Sarja's going to host. Awesome. So anyone for the NY stream, I think they're saying Sacha is going to host that. So that's good. Will you not be trading NY session? No, not today. I don't trade the NY session. So yeah, just kind of like gonna call it a weekend today, and yeah, past 100 views, like the stream. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed the discussion here today, if you've enjoyed the stream, drop a like on the stream. Obviously it helps, you know, to spread what we do here, you know, in terms of the knowledge, and you know, we're gonna get this out there to anybody who needs help, and obviously anybody who wants to or is looking for a Spanish live stream, then Christian put his Instagram in the YouTube chat. Go on his Instagram, you follow there, you'll find out all the details about his YouTube live stream. So yeah, plenty of stuff.
We have a Discord server for free.
Awesome.
So I bring all my trades here on the Discord, like the after analysis, after the trade is closed. So all the people can join for free, make questions, practice. So it's all I have is free. So whoever want to join. Yeah, I know Spanish. It's important to know Spanish because all my team speak Spanish. So
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Last couple comments, and then we are gonna call it a day here. I had a problem with not trusting my analysis like 3 months ago because I was watching streams every morning. See, if you're watching streams and it's causing you to not trust your analysis, that's not about that. What you have to understand, right, is somebody could have their resistance up over here. Somebody could have their resistance up over here, and I remember, and somebody, also could have their resistance over here where I've got mine. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong and that person's right, and it doesn't mean the other way around, that person's right and I'm wrong. What it means is that we see things differently. So what you need to do is you need to understand that. You need to understand, trust your analysis, right? And what you need to do is mark up what you think. If it doesn't happen the way you think, now you see how you could have approached it better. And that's how you get better. You know, don't focus on where my target is. You know, focus on where your target is. You know, these streams aren't about that. They're not to cause confusion or conflict of interest. You know, it's here to guide one another, and you know, you need to have confidence in what you're doing. If it's not working, if what you're doing is not working, then just look where you went wrong. You know, not comparing to somebody else. What went wrong in terms of your analysis, and that's how you improve upon. Okay, so just use, you know, streams as a guideline, right? But you don't need to take them for everything that they are. You know, you take it with a pinch of salt. And that's it. Okay, it's got 2 more comments here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Morning. Just a final question. Do you structure your day-to-day discussions or just go with the questions? I just kind of go with the questions. We have discussions if there's something that's like happened recently or like I don't know, something in the world that's going on or someone mentioned something. We have discussions. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think we have structured discussions, if that makes sense. It's kind of like just whatever springs to mind. So yeah, perfect. I remember your first stream the day after you was on Paul's Asian stream. Yeah, man, I remember that first stream. I think we had a win on my first stream. In fact, I think the first week that I was on the stream, we had all wins. I'm pretty sure we had 4 out of 4 wins that week. So that was a great week. The London session is a great session. But I've realized, it's one of those, it can either pay you or burn you. So you need to be, there's a very thin line in between. So you need to be on your top of the game. 56 likes down. Oh, nice. We've got 56 likes. Beautiful. Awesome. So let's do a wrap up of the pairs. And then we'll say thanks to Christian for coming on. And then we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
So
It's
gold.
no, it's a honor for me be here
Awesome.
because it's for you. I was watching you long time ago, like a great student of Raja.
Mm-hmm.
So I take you like great level I want to be. So it's a honor for me. Be here.
No, of course. No, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, you're, with your live streams and stuff, it's just up from here. It's just up for you. So just keep doing what you're doing, and man, a year's time, 2 years time, same for me. A year's time, 2 years time, it's just gonna be
I just gonna do what I like to do, and that's it. The things will come. Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, looking on gold, I mean, exactly what we discussed, right? So right now, gold is setting up a range. So since we're coming into like New York session, more than likely gold's gonna range, and then for NFP, you're looking at, okay, if depending on the numbers, but you're looking at, okay, potentially gold could end up flying up to like 1815 and then even up to 1827, or if gold is coming down, then we're coming back down to like 1797, 1798, 1793, these type of levels, But right now it's creating that range. Looking on GJ right now, 30-minute candle closed above. Seems as though we tapped into 144.600. We're now pulling back. So I mean, yeah, this candle's pulling back. It's got like 4 minutes left. So I think if people are looking for buys on GJ, you would need like a support to form above 144.500 for price to continue moving up. But do be careful that you don't get caught out in another deep pullback, where we retrace a bit or whatever. Just do be cautious of that. Euro JPY. So yeah, looks like Euro JPY is heading up to that resistance. It did a pullback on the 15-minute, but not quite the retest. So it seems like since this kind of had no wick to the bottom, the next one came up to break the high. But yeah, a little bit difficult. So I think the better buys are going to be above this area on EJ, on 26,500. Euro NZD. Oh, Euro NZD bullish target was reached over there. So we did discuss once this candle closed above this resistance. In fact, we discussed it before. If we break above this resistance, then we would continue moving up to retest this high, which was like 24, 25 pips away. If we take a look on the 15-minute candle gave a great second entry over there once we had this candle closing bullish, creating support, and then as the next candle broke the high to continue moving up to this area over here. That was a beautiful move there on Euro NZD. And then finally GU. I think GU is probably going to break down over here. Yeah, so what I was looking at with GU was this bullish candle that tapped into resistance and retraced and kind of closed weak. So we look at these type of impulse entries all the time. Break of the low for price to continue down, stops above the current candle, and then you have clean traffic coming down to this next support. So I think that would be would have been a really good sell there on GU for price to continue down. So yeah, it should reach the support over here. It's moving up. It's moving down like 6.5 pips already. So yeah, 10 pips is around probably like 1.36800, and then you're like, oh, look at that, it's like 9 pips over there. So yeah, so two last comments, that's it. When you place support resistance lines, do you place on candle bodies or wicks? Depends on the situation. This area I would do the bodies, because you know we can kind of see where they're all closing at. But in other situations like GJ we discussed today, I put them at the wick area over here, because you know this price level was tapped into and then rejected. It's kind of like you know, circumstantial. It's a bit difficult to explain, but it's very circumstantial. Different situations, different zones drawn.
You get that with the experience.
Yeah.
You can get that.
That comes with experience. That just comes with time. And then last one, is there any way I can give you like 20 likes, bro? You have a good heart. Kingship, I appreciate that, man. That is a very kind comment. There is no way of you giving me 20 likes, but you can give me your 1 like, and that is enough for me, mate. That is enough for me. Your time and your like on the stream is well enough for me. So I really appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody who comes.
You can create 20 YouTube accounts and give you 20 likes.
You can do that, but that's fine. We don't need that.
Nah, just joking.
But yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's great. So Christian, thanks very much for coming on. And thanks to all your team as well for joining. Really great discussion. Great to speak to you.
It was very nice stream. I learned a lot. People learn a lot, so it's very nice.
Awesome. So yeah, so we're gonna call it a session here today. So thanks everyone on the YouTube for coming on. Make sure you dropped a like on the stream. Thanks to everyone on the YouTube, on the Zoom. Have a good weekend, everybody. So guys in the private group, obviously we'll be back tomorrow morning for a simulation session, so that'll be tomorrow morning. We'll also be having our end of week review webinar as well. So yeah, awesome.
Thanks, Salim. See you, Salim.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Harrison. Thank you, Sergio.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye. There we go. So thanks everyone on the YouTube, and we'll be back Monday morning. Hopefully London session's going to be much better next week, and I think we're going to have a great week next week. So yeah, have a good weekend. Be careful with NFP today. But yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll see you Monday.